they deserve. Pimpzilla was pissed, coming in hot like a nuclear weapon had just got dropped. He's Pimpzilla, and he wants his motherfucking money. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. He's Pimpzilla, yeah, yeah, motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. The Federal Reserve was the worst of the worst for 100 years. Was nothing but a curse. They were dick deep with the bitches that own the earth, and their mission was to devalue everyone's worth. It was brought into being by an alien being who came from a world of usury and stealing, a three-headed beast where there was no escape. King Clipsera, oh fuck, the sealer of fate. Oh yeah, fuck the Fed. He's Pimpzilla, and he wants his motherfucking money. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. He's Pimpzilla, yeah, yeah, motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. King Clipsera flew down on alien wings to bring down death's terrible sting. A hydra who wielded outrageous power, who made the strongest of the earth to cower. But the world he was from, full of serious dicks, didn't know what it was like to get slapped like a bitch. And Pimpzilla showed King Clitora exactly where his place is, as he slapped him like a bitch in all three of his faces. He's Pimpzilla, and he wants his motherfucking money. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. He's Pimpzilla, yeah, yeah, motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. He's Pimpzilla, and he wants his motherfucking money. Motherfucker, motherfucker,
Motherfucker.
He's Pimpzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
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 Yeah, what's up, Jay?
He's Pimpzilla.
We doing it tonight.
And he wants his
make sure stream.
motherfucking money. Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
I just threw this shit together tonight.
He's Pimpzilla. Yeah, yeah, motherfucker.
All right. Let's get down into it, baby. All right. We into it right now. Let me go ahead and get rid of this timer real quick. Not using the avatar tonight. We are going to be reacting and watching Metokur stream here in just a little bit. And I also have a interview podcast that was going on between Taylor Lorenz and Alyssa Mercante that we'll get to a little bit later on. I know I haven't been streaming this entire week. My bad. It's believe me, it's been a hell of a week, and I can talk to y'all about it probably in about a week or two because it is very, very good news. But today I can't. So you just got to trust me. Sorry, I haven't been streaming all this week. That is my bad. There's been some pretty interesting stuff going on as far as news is concerned, you know, drama news stuff that's going on. Yeah, JJ's really calling me out. You got me for real. This and everyone knows this is not my my first job, so I'm really trying to stick to some sort of a schedule, and it is not working. So yes, JJ is 100% correct in calling me out on that. Shout out JJ. I'm trying, though. I am totally trying. One of the things that I have to deal with is I got to like run this household and run my business. And it's the real estate part of my business, my portfolio is about to kick off. I don't want to say anything more than that, but we might be having some changes come up in 2025 that are very advantageous. So that's in and of itself something totally different. What are y'all doing tonight? Let's see who's actually in the chat. I know there's not going to be a lot of people because Metokur's streaming, but Captain, what's going on? Oh, he's counting you. What's up, brother? JJ, of course. G McFly, what's going on? There is definitely a Pescador down here live in the chat. Let's get it. Rez, what's going on, bud? Willie, yeah, I know. I had big fucking balls coming out on Metokur's stream. I know we're not going to have anyone showing up tonight. Maybe a few, diehard pescatorians just to hang out and listen to me bullshit on. It's been a week since I've been on, and I have a lot of stuff to say about a couple of different things. So let's just, Terabit, what's going on, bro? Tie Stick 13, Roboland Jiggle Physics. Yo, yeah, this joint, that smooth, that track was by Atomic Wax. And before I start anything tonight, oh my God, Boba's starting us off with the $2 tonight. Thank you so much, Boba. Tez, Boba died in a accident. Yes. Oh my gosh. I got it. And I got her when she got slammed on the ground, right? So thanks a lot, Boba the Fat, with the $2 tonight, starting us out. Nothing is better than hearing this bitch get slammed in Yellow Montez. See you, bitch. Anyways, let's go ahead and go jump to Metokur's stream. Before we do that, I do want to let everybody know that a friend of the show, Hard Archive, now has a Twitter, and if you don't know, I'm about to put it in the chat. Oh my gosh, hold on, let me pull it up. It's brand new, so if you want to keep up with his music, follow him over there. He's had a little bit of trouble recently with his distributor, so show him some love. Let him know that you appreciate this music. This is great music that he puts out. Hard Archive, there we go. And I'm also going to put in the Atomic Wax also opened up a Twitter as well. And I'm going to put that in. Lechero, what's going on, man? All right, we've got Snortex Royalty in the house, everyone. Check it out. Lechero, creator of La Family DSP. What's going on, brother? All right, Hard Archives Twitter is in the chat, and let me do before we start all of this, let's do Atomic Wax. That is the creator that I was just playing, the last track, Pimpzilla. Atomic Wax. Give him a follow, holla at him, tell him Pescatore sent you. We're trying to boost and promote all the creators that have just mega amounts of potential. These two guys, great AI music artists. Go follow both of them. All right. No, I'm not reworking the avatar. I don't normally do face cam just because it's not really my thing. I never have. I don't like showing off stuff in my house, and I don't really like being on camera. The avatar, I still got it tonight. The phone's not charged up. I didn't really plan that much for this stream. So that phone is a little bit older iPhone, so it's got a bad battery and it always have to stay charged. If it doesn't stay charged, it won't. If it doesn't stay plugged in, it won't stay charged. So it just dies within 45 minutes. But anyways, let's remove that and jump into Metokur, because I think he's going to be going into the Bowblax stuff. And I really wanted to react to that, because Bowblax put out a tweet tonight before we start all of this. He put out a tweet tonight, and it was 100% a denial that account, Mr. Manchi, was his. And this was what he said. Why is that so small? There we go. It says, I was trying to avoid it. I hope someone looked into this Mr. Manchi or Miss Manchi account more to know that it's not me, but it's gotten to the point now where so many people have talked about this account. Be in mind that people in real life are talking as if it is fact. This is insane. So one of the, I immediately saw this for some reason. It came up on my Twitter. And I said, are you saying that the pics and the account is not yours, the email account? And he replied to Smaggle, who said the same thing. And this was what he responded to with Smaggle. And I want y'all to pay attention to this real quick. This is how he responded to Smaggle, who is a commentary kid, you know. I know him. I'm pretty neutral. It says, Bowblax, didn't you admit earlier that the email account is yours? Is the Twitter, Blue Soy, YouTube not connected to that Gmail? And he says, none of my Gmails start with M. My private emails did get leaked, but Manchi isn't one of them. And he puts up this screenshot, which doesn't have the Miss Manchi email, which is nonsense, because when it was leaked on live, you could see it right then. So I think he's freaking out over this over the Mr. Metokur stream. And why wouldn't you? I mean, there's like 10,000 people that are about to eviscerate him. 11,000. I mean, that's shit. That's not gotta feel good. That's why I put out a tweet that says maybe his family needs to show up. Bubble blowing, we only blow bubbles. Lucero is new here, so let me give him the lowdown with the bubble blowing. Bubble blowing, we only do either 50 likes or 50 in donations. Let's put it that way. It's a 50. Right now, for the month of January, we have all of our donations for everything, members, super chats, all that shit goes right into the Little Dave VTuber account. At $1,000, we're going to be designing a Little Dave VTuber, designing, rigging, and implementing a Little Dave VTuber fully articulated face mask, the whole nine for a VTuber setup. And that will be done, this winter, I guess you could say. The likes, if we get to 50 likes, then we're blowing bubbles. And right now we're probably not very close, but let's see. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. We're at 13. So we've got, 37 more to go? So we got a little bit of time. But if we hit $50 in donations, then we'll also blow some bubbles. And I've got the bubbles ready on this, so even though I set it up for a different screen. But yes. Lucero, thank you. With our first, yeah, you gotta love the. I changed that AI. As a matter of fact, I've got new AI donation animations that should be coming up. I don't know why that one is, but I appreciate that, fam. Thank you so much, and I love your content. By the way, we're gonna get when you do the next premiere. I'd love to react to it because it's great. I love the animation. I love the voiceover stuff. You and I might need to talk because I have a lot of plans to go along with the Little Dave VTuber. So all I would need would be a voice to go along with it. Whereas, I have the quote unquote puppet VTuber that you can use for live production or, post production, whatever. And I'm going to be loaning it out to the community, kind of like the community bicycle. But thank you for the $5 donation, brother. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in to Metokur because I am probably dying right now. Let's see here. Get rid of this and let's add Metokur to the stage. Where are you at, Metokur? There we go. So there's this guy
donations like that. Again, it's such. If you had a 3D printer, the cost of those things.
His audio, by the way, his voice audio is a little wonky. It doesn't have a lot of bass into it, so
I'm getting distracted.
You know, it's tinny for you. I'm sorry, that's nothing that I can't do anything about that.
Oh, but first we're gonna do a word from our sponsors.
Hey.
Oh, see, you hook them, you tell them the shit they're looking for is right there, and then you gotta Barnum and Bailey their ass. This is how I sell hats, folks. Okay, you gotta.
All right, well, we're not gonna
get
listen
your attention,
to his,
make you hungry for it. Then I hit you with that. Oh, look at that fucking shirt.
But yeah, Lechero, if you want to hit me up on
what says I want Hispanic people to beat me in the street like the Stay Cool ice shirt. They might be wondering, what does that say in Spanish? It says if you can read this,
it's at JoshPescatore.
you are getting deported. Now I suggest you buy
you
5
do great
or 6
work,
of them.
and a lot of the voiceover stuff you use is really interesting. I like that, and I think some of the stuff I might have
walk down the street
be of interest.
Quoting 90s movies like
just
you're hardcore. Blood in, blood out.
Other things.
Blood in, blood out. That's all you know.
I've got to talk about
just that one fucking line from that one movie in the 90s that you kind of vaguely remember, but you can't think of the title.
I'm going to be streaming the
but you wear this
inauguration.
In the barrio.
We're going to stream the inauguration.
I just want you to walk down the street wearing this, saying shit like tacos, burritos.
Trump's coming into office. As everyone knows, Trump has helped me out. I won't say personally, but about as personal as a person can get in that situation.
And if you're like a white person, make sure you're
myself and I
Casper White.
Looking forward to the inauguration. Looking forward to the next.
Hey Holmes, I bleached
so
myself.
We're gonna go ahead and
you're going to be deported.
I don't know exactly how. I guess you can because it's public airways. But we'll just have to kind of play it the way it goes. On
I'm gonna play
Monday,
a quick commercial.
20th,
grab a drink because when we get back,
I
we're going
don't
into
know
Bloby.
exactly the time.
Oh God, my Bloby boys! You know what? I'm gonna put the fucking.
I will put out
while I'm doing the Bloby thing. Oh, another big donut. Let me read this really
the
quick.
stream time
Sleep
for
paralysis gremlin. Buy your turtle shell for your hat. Here's
for
100
the inauguration, like when I'm going to
be example why bullying should be legalized.
And
it's a very interesting example
I'll have that all done
why a guy
and
who
then
hosts
this
something
coming up
called
week,
Bully
I
Streams,
promise I'm going to try to stick to the
whatever
schedule.
the shit that he's doing,
and we're going to stream
some
almost
self-awareness.
everything because there's a lot of stuff that I want to start getting into. And I've been meaning to get around to it.
But let me
we're going to be designing the new office.
Remember,
I need y'all's help as well. I've got a few ideas for the PC build, so. Anyone out there that's good at
are we going to be Bloby boys?
Designing PCs, give me a hit.
I don't even know how you spell it. You know, close enough.
And
or are we going to be
let's get back into Metokur. Talking about our buddy Bowblax.
It's one or the other. I'm going to let that poll go. I'm going to put the little merch commercial up.
Oh no, he's still on the merch
commercial. So we Bloby boys or Joshy Jihadis vote on it. We'll get the results when I come back, and we're going right into it. We're going right into the blowbacks. Oh fucking God.
There's a couple of new AI videos that I just made that I can show everyone if you want to take a look at. Y'all down for that? Y'all down for that?
Are you going to do that, you ask? Well, you don't really
Heard
ask.
Montez can help us with the PC.
I'll show you anyway.
Mutant Metokur, buy a hat for your hat.
Quality fucking hats.
Okay. Yeah, the thing about it is, now the DSP is getting rid of DS politics. Like, I've got to pick up that slack, you know. I've got to be the one that picks up that slack. Because everyone wants to know what happens in local renting, the local renting township. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy to pick up the slack because Phil doesn't want to. We might even put Little Dave on the track, you know. Meow Block, what's happening? I myself am a big fan of the DSP AI video. I know you are, sir. Oh, and while I have you here, I don't know how I can say this because I don't like giving out the person's name. Currently, am I muted? I'm not muted. Can you hear me? All right, hold on. There we go. There we go. Is that better? My bad. I don't know what was happening on my end. It's not showing anything on the thing, but my bad. Hopefully that's out. My bad, bros. I don't know what the hell happened there. The stream was overtaking my voice. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on a second, guys. There we go. I'll just mute it right there. All right. Yeah, we'll go from now. He's got about 5 minutes to go. So anyways, yeah, let's do some DSP AI videos because I've got a couple of them that I just put out that I think are pretty boffo. Hold on a second. Let's get rid of that. Bring up my Twitter. Oh my God. Who's this right here? Somebody just made a pretty funny one that I'm looking at right now. Present my notifications. Yeah, check this. Oh my God. So this one, oh, look at that. Look how sweet that is. Look, just two bros hanging out, you know. It's men being men. Man, that is a nice picture right there. Start from 5 minutes ago. Repeat what I just said in the last 5 minutes. Basically, I was just talking about us about to start looking at DSP AI videos while Metokur was selling hats, you know, just kind of pass the time. But yeah, that's where the load went. That's just man love right there. That's beautiful. How could you not love that? Look at that. Okay. The next one, I wonder, Mayablock, you got a couple of new ones? All right, this is this one I did today. Everyone is liking this one. You got the old DSP just chilling. Here we go. Roll out. Let's go. And they are all together. DSP's community has entered the chat. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Nice. What's the next one I got? Hold on. Let's see here. The Dentractors roll out. Yeah, check this one out. You put the wheelie on that shit. See, on this one, I actually tried to make his mouth actually say Dentractors roll out. And if you could see it, but what I would need would be something like Lucero has, where he has the voice modulation, you know, the voice mod, that we can actually say something like that, because I couldn't find anything where Phil says that particular set of words, like roll out. I couldn't find it. And I wasn't going to actually spend that much time making a meme AI video, but this would be really easy. Just, it worked very well. Let's see. I'll let you all go ahead and judge for yourself. 1, if it works well. 2, if it works like shit. Tell me if it looks like he's saying Dentractors roll out. There's no sound, but just see if he's saying it looks like it. Dentractors roll out. That's what I wanted it to say. Yabba doesn't want his. He says he wants the new ones. Yeah, if you could try to figure out something like that. Man, I wish I could pull up the Can I pull up the avatar real quick? I can pull the avatar, it's just I can't make it move right now because the phone's not charged. If you want to see what I'm talking about when we say little Dave and stuff like that. But we have Metokur starting right back. So let's do one. Let me do one more, and then we'll go back to Metokur. Because there was one more that I made. Was it the stream? Yes. This one I'm quite proud of. I almost got the background to move. I almost did. You can kind of see it, but it stopped when he did the turn. It was almost like a I wish I could do audio just as quick as I can make this video. Like the generative audio that I do on Suno, it's great for music, but it's not great for like small audio hits, and that's what I need. But yeah, this one I'm kind of proud of. But all right, let's stop that and let's go back to Metokur talking about Bowblax turning trans. Oh, and here we go. I have these plushies, by the way. I have the red one, the original one. I got it so my dog could fuck it.
H3 and Game Drama and, you know, the Bobby being on the show. So many people have asked me, how can I get a Bobby? I want a Bobby for myself. It even got to the point where people were making bootlegs of it, and Keemstar was selling the original.
No, real talk. Can I be real with you here, folks? Let's talk a little bit about merchandise. Now, if you've ever noticed, when you look at the merchandise I sell in the shop, we've got, you know, the hat with the stars on it. Do you know what's great about that hat? You could wear that in public, and not a single fucking person on God's green earth is going to have any idea what that's related to. They're just going to think it's a fucking hat with stars on it. Maybe it's like a police thing or a military thing, maybe. Or it's related to like video ratings. I don't know. Stars of some sort. Maybe you're an astronomer. I don't fucking know. But not related to a personality. In fact, a lot of the shit I sell, the majority of it, are all jokey stuff or things that aren't in any way related to a channel or a name. Because why would you ever want to go outside as a walking billboard? And now there are some people that will make products.
I did,
that are
like I
based
said,
on,
I bought one of
you know,
these because
caricature,
the money went to
or
charity.
character they play.
And also,
But
it's
usually
a
those
great
are
toy
cartoony
for Lucy
and
to hump
otherworldly,
on.
and they
Well, no,
do
I mean,
well
she's a girl
because of
dog.
that.
She's gonna hump on it. She just like,
But it takes a special kind
you
of
know,
person. A
fucks
real
around
special
with it,
kind of
eats
person.
on it,
The things to
fucking
themselves.
shits on
You
it.
know
She's
what I need
pissed
to
on
make?
it. All
Not just
kind of
something
bullshit.
with my fucking name
So
on it.
it's been a great
I
little
need to
toy
make
for my
an
dog.
item,
I give
a
it that.
totem, a
But
fucking
as
proxy
everyone
and
knows, when he
avatar
did
of
the
myself to
second
sell to the
drop,
people, to
which
my
ended a
Blobby
few
boys,
days ago,
because I know
he wasn't
that they
even able to
love
make
staring at my
the
visage.
minimum
That
amount,
when they look
which
upon
was, I think, it
me,
was a few hundred.
they see the
But
face
the
of
only reason why
God
he did it in the
himself.
beginning was because
And so I
H3
need
and
to market
Keemstar had
that.
shouted it out.
I'm not that cruel.
Yeah, the doll
But I
secretly
guess
was
that's
for
why
me. Though.
I am a
To
follower,
tell you
not
the
a leader.
truth,
That's
I was
why I'm
trying
a
to
Blobby
find
boy,
it
and I'm standing
today
in the crowd
because I
with you
wanted to
guys.
take a picture of it
I'm not a leader
and do
like our
some
man
funny
here,
shit with it.
who knows
Some
that
funny fucked up
that
shit
the
with it.
marketplace is on fucking
So,
fire.
but I can't find
for
it.
something that's
Like I
branded,
don't know
not
if
with his
Lucy
name
took it
brand,
and it's
but with
hidden
his
right now or it's
actual
under a
looks.
bed or
For
something.
$250
But I looked all over the
each,
house
which
for
was
it
insane.
because I was
So
like, this would be
I
a
figured,
great
hey,
joke.
let me give you guys a chance to buy
can't find
Bobby, but still keep the exclusivity of the old Bobby and the fans who were, you know, there to buy it by changing it up a little bit with the new glasses, the new hoodie, and of course, the Mayo Monkey represents.
Oh my God. I just realized I had the perfect opportunity when I was saying that he was using it as a totem.
That's good advice, Captain.
Hear me out, Bowblax. Here's what you need to sell. You need to do a plushie again, but you need to call it the tranny totem. Buy Blowy's specially made tranny totem stuffed full of pubes with our little Mayo monkey. You'll make so much buku bucks. I want my Blowy's tranny totem.
Presenting my channel, Mayo Monkey, my live stream channel, where I do a lot of my more comedic stuff. So, if you want to get a Bobby, that's your chance. It's going to be the final time I'm ever going to make a Bowblax plush like this. So,
is my
this your
voice
last chance
kind of
to get a Bobby,
mixed well
and these will be
with
on
it
sale
now?
for
I don't want to
only
make
about
sure
1
that
month. So this is the last chance you'll
the
have
gem stream is
to
overpowering my voice. Does it sound mixed
These
well?
won't be on sale for the next 4 years. Act fast. Fucking quality limited. Supplies limited. Only going to be available for the next 942 days. You'd better. I don't think that's. I know what you're trying to do here. This is like one of those, high pressure deals they teach you in salesmanship. Like, hey, you got to hit them. You got to hit them for an amount that they think is feasible to pay, and then you got to put a little bit of pressure on them to make them, because they, fear of FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So we got to get them. You tell them it's limited quantities, limited time, 30 fucking days. I think he came like a hair underneath. People were jokey buying these, but sadly,
Okay, how about now?
this didn't get made. The first one did. If you want one like an old school Bloby, you're going to have to go to Keemstar, who's selling it for like $300 a piece. Otherwise, you're just going to have to hand make one. I guess $30 was too much to ask. $29.99 for your own little Bowbie plushie with a mail monkey.
Bowbie plushie if you've ever wanted one. I'd also like to thank you guys for the support on the first line of Bowbie plushies, seeing its legacy continue on the H3 podcast and other places over the past 2 years.
How about now? This is better?
So I hope you guys enjoy this new
I have to
Bowbie
make sure
plushie.
that it's...
Oh, it just kind of cut out there. I'm sorry. I know you were desperate to see how did that advertisement end.
There we go.
So I wanted to give you a little bit of feel for him. What is his ability to market like? Not good. Probably not going to selling plushies unless you have an audience that would actually really be into that. Some kind of a character that people would be like, hey, it'd be kind of cool to have that
There we
sitting
go.
as like
Perfect.
a piece of like kitsch sitting up on like a shelf somewhere, like a bookshelf in my library or next to my gaming collection or something. A little Cthulhu character, or a little ninja character, something that you throw up there and you don't think about. But maybe just throwing it out there, maybe putting it and making it look like you was a bad idea.
Yeah, Metokur has
why
been
you couldn't sell 100 of them or 200 or whatever the quantity.
Metokur has been quote unquote dying for a long time. I don't know exactly what's wrong with the man. He has said that he has cancer. Hopefully, he must have great insurance. He's been around for a long time. But he says he's got a blown out back as well. So I don't like talking about people's ailments because I can't confirm or deny it, what they're saying. So we'll just have to go with what they're saying is correct. We have to rely that they are dying. I guess that's so weird to say.
Just with such a cool head.
Then we're going to go into interjections because Moth and Glink want to get in.
Hey,
and I want to get them
I'll say two more things, and then I'll give Moth and Glink time because I'm respectful.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This whole conversation is so respectful of you.
Mute that motherfucker! Mute that motherfucker! I'm tired of him interjecting when I'm trying to make two simple points.
There's I someday will have to make a Tard Rage chart so you can kind of follow along with me. But he summoned a lesser demon there in the middle when he got to the mute that motherfucker part. That's the voice that he pulls out when mom and dad tell him to take the garbage out. Like, Bowbie, put down your training totem. You got to take the garbage out. It smells like pork chops. Your father can't. It smells like pork chops in the kitchen.
Respectful of you.
Mute that motherfucker! Mute that motherfucker!
Right? Can you hear it? Can you just picture it? His mother diving under the sink. His Bowbie summons a demon from the 8th circle of hell. Oh!
Tired of him interjecting when I'm trying to make two simple points. Holy shit!
I'd say you wouldn't see me there, Bowblax.
I would
you
also
jumped through a
still
vent.
let me speak.
Let me speak. I think it would make a really good ringtone if you could take all his Tard Rages and string them.
Is our homeboy Nick? I hear him in there too. Nick, shout out. He's in everything. More Tard Rage.
Okay, hang on.
Dude. Or it almost looks dark.
I'm so done. The audio is slightly delayed. Talk about the allegations! Talk about this is why I'm watching.
Oh, it's a little
Damn.
bit. A little bit of spurging out, just a tad. Tism. A little bit of tism.
And I get rageful. That was pretty rageful on that one. I forgot about that. Restream without an avatar. Is this some weird TOS issue? Just asking. No, I have the avatar. There's nothing wrong. The phone. I have an iPhone that captures my face for the avatar, and it was not charged up earlier. It has to be charged up completely for it really to work, especially if I'm going to do 2 hours or so. But the avatar is still here. It's fine. It's still working properly. I wish I could pull it out right now to show Lechero if he's still in chat, but just hit me up. We'll get it another day. We'll get it another day, chat. We'll find another day.
A little bit of reaction there. Bowbie's having a bit of a blowout.
I think we're just going to pause when I talk now instead of trying to talk over it because that gets a little bit annoying.
Tranny's going a little bit tardish on us. See, alliteration's fun, isn't it? My fellow little Bowbie boys.
Oh, you're talking about restreaming someone else like that with having it on full screen? I mean, if he doesn't delete the thing, maybe, and he put it on, content, the content ID, but he deletes it. So I know everyone else knows that it really doesn't matter. I can do it like this if it makes you more comfortable. Put it on a smaller screen. I just thought it'd be a little bit easier for y'all to see. We won't do the entire stream like this. I just wanted to listen to him what he had to say about Bowblax, to tell you the truth.
We having a good time? Okay. You get a bit of a feel for him. Maybe not the best salesman, but that's okay.
No,
He's
you good? You good, Willie?
200,000 or so followers on YouTube.
I
Very
am
good.
not DSP
I don't know
or
what
any of
social
these
media
other
has, but I'm gonna guess,
entitled streamers.
Tens of thousands, probably. So
I'll
good
get
following
down
aside.
and explain to you exactly what I'm doing, because a lot of times I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But you good, Mr. Farnsworth?
Sizable following. His stuff gets out there. It's watched. Now, he came into prominence, from my understanding, from doing Twitter versus videos, which were essentially taking Twitter fights and putting them into video format for people to watch.
Facts.
And people liked that. And they enjoyed it. And so they kind of, they just ignored a little bit. Ignored a little bit of the spurgouts, a little bit of the spazzing, a little bit of the tism-tard raging. They ignored the fact that he can't sell a plushie to save his life. That's fine. Like those Twitter vids, man. Enjoy those. His friends apparently had fun playing video games with him, whatever. But then some weird shit started happening. And I'm only going to touch on this briefly because other people have covered it more. And you can find more in-depth coverage of this. Okay, my fellow Bloby boys?
The Blobies.
It's the preceding events. It leads us up into what's going on right now. So there I am scrolling Twitter one day. Just enjoying
bad,
myself, reading people shit posting.
Thing about it is like, Metokur doesn't have the pull that it used to years and years and years ago. But even though he's going to delete this stream off of his channel as soon as it's over, the stream will never leave the internet. This is going to be part of Metokur's legacy. And I don't know if Bowblax has, the stamina to take this every day. Like people posting clips from this every day on him. I don't know, man.
Try to find out details on the Switch 2 or whatever the fuck it is I do.
Yeah, Bowblax is Canadian.
People talking about some things going on with our Bloby boy here. Apparently, he decided he was going to fake mental illness for rent money. Now, I'm sure that there's a better way to narrate or summarize this. But from my outside perspective, what I saw take place was he was going around telling people that he was handicapped in some way. And then telling them that because he was so handicapped, he needed a break. I'm so fucking retarded. I'm so tarded out here. I need to take a bit of a break, have a bit of a breather. All right, my tisms fucking hit a level 11, and we need to simmer it down. So he went to people like Nick DiOrio and said, hey, bro, I know you spent all your money on fucking pinball machines, but can you maybe not get some weird 70s pinball machine this month and give me $2,000 for rent? Now, why is he paying rent or mortgage when he clearly lives with mom?
Oh, my God. They called him out for buying the pinball machines. Well, I mean, if he's got the money, Metokur, let him spend it on games. I don't know. Does Nick still live with his mom? I don't know. He's about to say that Bowblax lives with his parents, but I know for a fact that he doesn't. I know that Bowblax is under a mortgage for the apartment that he lives in now. He took out a mortgage on it back in like 22 when he was making good money on Twitter Versus. He went out and bought a mortgage and he bought a Tesla Model 3. I don't know if he paid cash for the car, but I know he didn't pay cash for the house. He financed that 30 years. So
mom and dad, I don't know. But nonetheless, he went to go get that. Then it comes out that, he made it up. He made it up. Completely fibbing a little bit, lying about being a retard. Well, I don't know how much of a lie that was based on what we've seen so far. But lying a little bit about being a bit of a tard. Making it up. Pulling people's legs a little bit for sympathy points, maybe for a couple of dollary dues here or there. I don't know. I don't know what the motivation was. I can't read his fucking mind. Not a mind reader. If I was, I'd
it's
have
because
a
it wasn't
outline
getting
more than I am selling ads.
Why do I keep doing that? it wasn't getting the kind of money that it was before. Like, you can even look at the numbers. Like, Bowblax didn't have a very structured upload schedule, and this is all he does for money. So, like I've told everyone, unless you're running a production company like Gundam was, where you have other sets of revenue coming in from sponsorships, from, other channels, stuff like that, to where it's the production company that actually is what's paying you, not so much YouTube. Because I would never recommend someone just relying on YouTube as a career. Every month, the AdSense check that comes in is literally the only revenue you have. Like, it's great if that revenue can replace a regular job, but it never needs to be your 100% job where you can never fall back on anything because it fluctuates so much. Like, Bowblax making 6 figures a few years ago. Now he's making fucking ugats. Gundam made like 300,000 back in 22 or 21, somewhere around there. Now it's probably down to more like 125,000. That's still a lot of money, but it's fucking 60% less. Like, you can't live your life thinking that the money you made this year on YouTube is what you're going to make next year. That's what a lot of people on TikTok are finding out. That you got to diversify this shit.
But nonetheless, lied about mental illness to make a few dollars. Then he's having conversations with people in DMs, and he gets angry at them for not believing him, or for disagreeing with them, or for saying, like, why are you doing this? And he says, and I almost think it's a quote, and I'm so lazy, I'm sure if you look at Diorio or Augie's fucking Twitter accounts, they'll have it posted up if you ask them nicely. I'm almost certain it's a quote where he said he's going to do a bully stream on somebody for not believing them. He'd had enough of their shit. Here comes the bully stream. This guy's going to do a bully stream. He's coming after them for making fun of his fake mental illness and begging for rent money. So that's the lead up. That's the shit that was going on, like, directly before what we're about to look at. You're like, God, that's embarrassing. That's gonna do a little bit of reputational damage. Take a little while to kind of recover from that. But he's speed running this shit. He decides, you know what? The plushies aren't selling. I'm not getting my retard mortgage money from Nick Diorio. So I gotta up the game
funny.
Here. Well, how are we gonna up the game? Well, our boy here came up with a brilliant fucking plan. Let's see what his plan was to get some money, get some attention on the internet.
Dude, there's this Mangler guy that keeps downing me.
Is AGP, like, when people spam that in chat, is that bad?
AGP is also.
I got 2 things for you. You're hearing in the background of the stream where this is being talked about, but here's the first real piece of information that was put up. As you can see, 2025 is off to a banger of a start. I'm going to read it for you. Here's from our God.
Oh,
our
yeah,
Bowblax.
this is when
Listen up, Blowy boys.
When he comes out.
Connor is such a piece of shit, man. We worked on content, talking to each other daily for most of 2024.
What did
became
he
good
expect?
friends. He started asking about how I was doing. I was very comfortable with him since we talked so much that I felt safe to come out to him as non-binary. I then showed him an image of me in a dress with one of my IRL queer friends to let him know IRL people accepted me and give him an idea of my gender. I deleted it after your reply for safety reasons, but last night the existence of the leaked, and apparently Connor has shown a bunch of my ex-friends the image, despite me deleting it. Quick, and him knowing I didn't want anyone else to know about the image, he had to have screenshotted it instantly and lied to my face for weeks as he continued.
Yeah,
to be
Willie's
my
got
friend.
the right idea.
So there you are. You're Bowblax.
Main money, treat it like a 9 to 5. Gotta have something to fall back on, because this shit ain't forever. It can be good money if you're a good creator, if you're very entertaining, you're engaging, you have a great community, stuff like that. It's possible to make lots and lots of money, to make this your entire career. But as I tell anyone that ever starts to get enough money where they can invest or save, that's exactly what you do. That's exactly what you do. You ever come into a windfall of money? what I would suggest, 75% of it, you take it, you put it away. Take 25% for yourself and go buy what you want. But it's like the old hip hop rule. If you can't buy it 3 times, don't buy it once.
You've already had a little bit of a kerfuffle on the internet, spazzing out and lying about shit, getting called out on it and caught. Then you get caught trying to bully people for not believing your bullshit. But then the cherry on top, for whatever reason, you decide, I'm going to share a picture of myself wearing a dress. I'm going to put on an old sexy looking dress. Then I'm going to send it to somebody who's probably going to laugh really hard and then show it to other people. But of course, when you're dealing with an attention whore, when you're dealing with somebody that just thrives off this, there's no way that image was sent to just one person. It was probably sent to hundreds of them. And I took an image of myself with people in real life to show them other people in real life accepted me. Now in the background, what you're going to hear is a snippet of
I still don't understand why he decided to go this way with it. Like he knew what community he's been in for the last fucking 7-8 years. You know, you wanted to be a trans woman. I don't think hanging out with maybe hanging out with Turkey Tom and Diorio and Augie and everyone, this is what you turn into. Because I could have sworn that someone said Nick Diorio was like non-binary. I could have sworn that. But also someone said that he had an internet girlfriend too. So I don't know exactly what the hell's right or wrong on that. All I know is that entire subsect of dudes that, you know, I've talked with, hung out with, worked on shit before, you know, and then had a falling out with, it just seems like they were exactly what I thought, just like effeminate little boys. And Bowblax is just the total fringe of that. Like, he is proud to give a 180 on his entire image and just have everyone find out that he is a trans woman OnlyFans girl. I mean, that's the only way you can describe it.
That was going on roughly around the same time, confirming, in fact, yes.
Now,
I
do want to ask this question because I don't know the answer to this, and maybe Willie might know this because he's the only person talking in chat. But does Nick work for Turkey Tom? Because I know Tom has, you know, he's got a large YouTube channel and they put out a lot of content. And I know he can't just be doing that all himself. And I remember like a year or so ago, Tom was looking for anyone that could edit his style, and he would pay them anything. He would pay them, I think like 80 grand was the number thrown out. So I thought for sure that he would hire his boy. But I don't know. I don't know if he's employed by Turkey Tom. Maybe, who knows? Diversify your bonds. Yes, Terabit has the exact quote that you need to remember every time that you get money. Diversify your fucking bonds. Got it? Good. All right, let's get back to Metokur. I don't want to do this shit all night.
That's out there.
Gynophilia is the idea that people transition because they get sexually aroused by the thought of being.
Can someone help me out? I'm down, but I've somehow.
No, sorry, I'm talking about trans issues, mate. I don't care. Okay, that's my hyperfixation. All right.
Yeah, true.
Wait, isn't that definition of AGP? Isn't that what literally what Bowblax is?
I thought that was what we were. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Bowblax probably is that. Yeah, I'd imagine.
Dude,
you love that you imagine, don't you?
Okay? You know that it is public. Not the picture itself, but it's public. There's a picture of him in a dress floating about.
Now, see, the new guy that they brought in this year, maybe last year, the Chud guy that does the news early in the morning. Well, he's not bad. I like him. He's got a good way about him. But he is definitely there to stir up some shit with Bowblax. Definitely. Yeah, you missed it. You missed it, McFly. This happened. Really, no. I crashed out. I sent a picture of myself to address to Connor, and I told him, I said, don't leak this to anyone. Whatever you do, please do not leak this. Yes, Chud Logic. Thank you. Since I'm so early in the morning, I always catch a little bit of his show, and he does streams for like, bro, like 6 hours, 5-6 hours. It's got a good audience. Like, dude's making like 1.5K, maybe 2K on a big subject, especially when he found out live on stream that Bowblax had an OnlyFans. Oh, gold.
Wait, what?
Whoa!
Wait, what? What?
Wait a
Huh?
minute now.
What?
They don't know.
What?
Hold on.
We never mentioned that.
Wait,
The worst thing
what?
you guys do is when you hear that somebody's going to leak something, you don't play it off as a joke. Instead, you're like, whoa, don't talk about that.
Oh, you listen to this guy over here. Oh my God, I can't. Whoa, what are you doing? You can't tell him Shroom Blacks is out there wearing a pretty dress. What the fuck? You gotta
Oh, he's on my neck. Whoa, wait a minute. I wasn't telling you all this stuff for jokes. Nicky boy don't do jokes over here. I just like information, and I like holding it over people and then releasing it and being a little scuzzy rat fuck.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Nobody knew that this stick-looking motherfucker was wearing high heels in his spare time.
What are you talking about? Why are you saying that Bowblax wears panties? I didn't tell you that he wears panties. I said he wears pantyhose. You know, New York. I'm from New York.
A little non-binary queen. Whoa, what are you doing over here?
Whoa, we gotta get over here, gagoots. Hey, we gotta make sure this dude over here doesn't give us all the old virus. You know what I'm saying? Yikes. It's me, Mario.
Huh?
The cat's out of the bag, dude. You can't fucking have it.
I was just telling an epic joke, guys. What do you mean?
Oh,
All right. To be clear, out of all the fighting that we had with Bowblax, I don't think anybody ever mentioned the picture.
To be clear, apparently Shred Logic has it saved as his wall.
I don't think I got it. Yeah, exactly. Bro.
I don't think anybody ever mentioned that.
No, I don't have it. I just got wind of it.
You can hear his fat little ass smiling. You can hear it in his voice. There are no internet friends.
On the grapevine. And I thought,
guys, delete.
Nicholas, all the shit you leaked, I thought you did everything. Jesus.
I didn't know. I did not mention any of that. That never came up.
No, what are you talking about? I never talked about Bowblax in a dress, or maybe he's wearing panties or sniffing fucking shoes and high heels over here. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I'm not involved in
How
this.
does that even
I'm,
know about this? That's like
not
the,
involved.
Yeah, my whole chat is like the picture.
oh my god, dude.
Oh damn, that's awkward, isn't it? That's a bit awkward, shit.
Oh my god, dude.
Way to play it
All
off,
right, guys,
guys.
delete the stream and hope that nobody clipped it.
Oh, hey, what are you doing over here?
Oh, whoopsie. Oh, yeah. Yikes. Oh, Mundo. Yikes, a Mundo over here. Oh, I'm sweating bullets.
Oh, how could it get worse for our little guy? Oh, first you embarrass yourself in front of your friends by lying to them, potentially for money or pity. Then you threaten other ones because they won't buy into your bullshit. Now you got a pretty princess picture floating around. Everybody's talking about it. They've all fucking seen it.
I've got an idea. Bowblax, if you ever see this, this is what you should do. You should make like legit glamour shots. Like the kind they used to do back in the 80s and 90s. I used to have girls that went into my high school that would work at glamour shots, and they loved that shit. You dress up in your dress real nice and pretty. I mean, like to the nines. Like you're going to the Copacabana. You're going out for the night. You're going to a rave. You know, it's all night. You're going to rave out in the desert. So you don't want to wear anything like, you know, revealing. You want to be able to dance. So go get some glamour shots made in your little dress. In your high heels and stuff. And play it off like a joke. And just be like, hi, I was trolling everyone. This has been a great psyop from the beginning. Because he's already trying to lie and say that he's not the dude behind the Manchi account. Which, you know, I don't understand that. But that's what you should do. Just embrace it. Show up on your next stream in a total dress. Makeup, hair done, take a bath, the whole nine. And just embrace it.
And now it's getting out there, mentioned to the public. The chat's like, what are we talking about? What picture are we talking about? Well, apparently. Oh my God.
I felt this same way when I was doing that stream the other day. Last week when I was showing you all those pictures, I felt the same way the Metokur feels right now. Because it's just like, oh my God. Oh Christ.
Bit of a response. A response comes in. Okay. To be clear, I only ever showed this picture to one other person, which Josh gave me explicit permission to do. I've not shown it to anyone else. I have no part in spreading it more after that. Josh could have at least reached out to me to verify things before making this post. In fact, went to even talk about it a little bit more. Went on stream with Augie to really discuss this. I think you're going to enjoy this. Oh, God, this is a really fun little story. I'll be honest with you. It's short. It's small, which I think Bowblax can appreciate if you've seen his dick pictures.
Oh.
But, went on to explain a little bit more. What do you mean I'm spreading that picture around?
And he also sent me a second part, which was, there's like the image in of him in the dress. He also sent me another part where it was like him in a dress, and then he edited him in a dress next to, a picture of him in a dress next to Keemstar. And he was like, dude, this would be so funny if this is public. Like, a guy in a dress owned Keemstar. Like, isn't that so funny? Because he was on.
Yeah, wasn't he like fantasizing about like making out with him and be like, it would be so funny if me and Keemstar fucked and I owned him.
Okay, I don't know that far, but he did definitely.
He said something along those lines.
It definitely seemed like there was some sort
God.
of some sort of like humiliation interest in the fact that if it was public that he was owning Keemstar while wearing a dress, that would be really funny.
Yeah, which is such a weird comment.
Oh, every time they say that little story, it still just creeps me the fuck out. Like, that's where Bowblax went as a humiliation ritual for Keemstar because he was so mad at Keem. Like, that's the first place you went. Like, I'm going to show him. I'm going to dress up in a dress and bomb on his ass. He'll never be able to come back from this. I'm going to roast him in high heels. Bam! What do you think of that, chat? Yeah, Bowblax for the fucking win. Somebody pass me my Vagisil.
Oh my God, it would be so epic. Oh, it'd be so epic if I put on a pretty dress. Oh, this poor gnome. Like, he's in danger. Okay, let's be honest. Bowblax is like 8 feet tall. Keemstar, I think, is like 3'4", maybe 3'6" if he wore his heels. Maybe you can borrow some from Bowblax. Oh, that giant of a man, that Yeti. Listen, Keem, straight up, you're dealing with a retarded Yeti. All right,
yeah, ring the
retarded
bell.
Yeti wants to.
Let me check the likes real quick because Lucero wanted to see the bubbles and I couldn't do it just because I gotta wait. So how many likes do we got right now? Let me check. We are at 20 likes. Let's continue.
Breed you. I don't blame you for having that face. I'd have that face too. He thinks you're sexy. It'd be so funny. It'd be, what a goof, guys. What a goof. Now, people have said, oh my God, I bet, like, why would you say that? Like, what would how is that owning him? How is that an epic own against? It would be so funny if you know what this reminds me of? There's a little piece of internet lore for you. When I heard him explaining that, I immediately thought of Yoshi Eggs. Now, maybe you're unfamiliar with this. This is a poor attempt at hiding your fetish and then asking for something as a joke.
All right, we're going to fast forward it back to here. Back to Mr. Manchi.
I'm the ultimate she-male. Why settle for being hot as a girl or guy when you can do both? Luckily for you all out there, limited time offer. 30% off for the first 31
30 more
days.
to go. Let's
Only
go,
$3.
everyone. Let's get out there and let's get them subs and them super chats and all the shit that you hear DSP and PPP grift and beg for. Yeah. Let's do it.
50 cents to subscribe. I'm getting a little horny over here. What do you mean? Only $3.50. That's a bargain. That's cheaper than a membership over here. $3.50 for this sexy ultimate she-male? that is both
Let's
hot
get
as a
some
guy
sauce.
and now, why would I ever be mentioning this in relation to Bowblax, my fellow Bloby boys? Apparently, turns out, this is like I'm unmasking Batman or something. I hope I don't crush the fantasy. Turns out Miss Man, he is Bowblax. Now, if you remember a little while ago, I think this happened to Flamenco. Flamenco was doing a stream snipe of Ethan Ralph, laughing at him for his misfortune. This was during his bowling event. And he accidentally flashed his screen a little bit. And when he did that, his information popped up, and Ralph used that information to dox him and start uncovering shit and fuck with him. Well,
And this is exactly what he was trying to retcon today by saying he didn't have that email that they're about to show.
apparently, there's something similar has happened to Bowblax. He was allegedly doing a stream when, what do you know happens?
It's by you saying lol. Why unpin? Didn't I just pin it?
Whoopsie.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, oh, fuck indeed. Let me just rewind a little bit here. Oh, no, a little bit more. Hold on, folks. See if we can, it's gonna, OBS. I am the OBS Lord. I'll just wait for it to work its way around. That's fine. I can wait. I got time.
We all can wait. There it is.
Now, when people saw this pop up on, stream, I guess they didn't really, who's going to give a shit? It's got fucking email accounts. Everybody's got email accounts. Except for, one of those that's a little lower down. You might notice a familiar name pops up. A name you might have heard before. Mr. Miss Man, he.
Yeah, Willie, that Ethan Ralph on Pod Awful was really good. And we might watch his I'm going to rehab video here in a little bit. Because I think, we can't keep doing too much of Metokur, even though I'm breaking up enough. But I know everyone doesn't just want to hear about Bowblax trooning out, because that's where we're at right now. But I appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight in this fucking cringe scuffed as fuck stream.
Well, somebody decided to take that information to look at that email account and start tracking down fucking accounts on the internet. What do you know? Oopsie. Oopsie. Oh no. Looks like they happen to come across some dirty pictures.
Ooh.
Some naughty, risky pictures out there. Now, like I said, right before the stream started, Bowblax put out a denial, apparently up on Twitter, or something of a denial. I was trying to avoid it and hope that someone looked into the Manshee account.
Yeah, here's
more to know that it's not me.
This is what he posted today.
But it's gotten to the point now where so many people have talked about the account being mine. The people in real life are talking to me as if it's a fact. This is insane. To which Smago responds, Bowblax, didn't you admit earlier that the email account is yours? So wouldn't the Twitter Blue Sky YouTube not be connected to that Gmail? That's an interesting point. Yes, in fact, apparently Bowblax did complain about this being their property, their information getting bandied about on the internet. You might be wondering, like, what kind of pictures are connected to it?
Oh no. We're going to get into the Bowblax goodbye horses pictures. Oh no. Please don't come.
Show you.
Please, FBI, don't bust through the door. Just, why are you looking at Bowblax Troon pictures? I'm sorry. Oh wow. Bowblax. TikTok just put out an update saying that we regret that the U.S. is banning TikTok and it'll take effect January the 19th. Even though that was an update pushed out to all the people on their app. Whoa, it's really happening. Even though it's not happening, but we'll just say that it's happening.
This is about the safest one that I could show you. Do I look cute? Hashtag NB, non-binary, gender fluid, bi-gendered. Now, this image is cut off a little bit, but there are a few things I can tell you. That's a white guy with really scraggly looking fucking facial hair. And that dress looks like it's been torn to ribbons. So I'm not sure if he fought a dog for this. Was this one solid piece of material before the fight happened? I don't know.
Bits out, everybody. Take it easy, man. Have a good night.
On this account, there happens to be a few other pictures of a little more risque variety. There might be a few pictures showing itty bitty teeny weeny tiny little dicks. Are there tiny little dicks on there? Somebody going to have to call the government? Are we going to have to report this to the FBI? I think I saw a child's penis. Oh, no, wait.
Oh, Biblio Harris, what's happening, brother? Yeah, we're doing a unexpected Saturday night stream, react stream, because I heard that Metokur would be doing his own section on Bowblax, so I just want to check it out and react to it. A little bit later on, we've got some stuff to look through, AIDSP, Sweet Baby Inc. stuff involving Taylor Lorenz and Alyssa Mercante. Oh, you're not leaving yet? Cool. I was good. We got more shit to do. Oh, man. I just messed it all the way up. Put it back right there. There we go.
This was tracked down to him. But it makes some of his previous statements on those accounts a little bit suspect, if we're kind of piecing it together, really, right? Now, the throbbing horsecock, first off, come on. Throbbing horsecock, that would be him. Damn, Keffels is thick. She's one of the real ones for sure. From Abu Tali, Keffels is a man in denial. From Throbbing Horsecock, she is hot. Uh-oh. From Throbbing Horsecock again, stop spreading rumors that I'm an autistic cracker. Also, trans women are real. I just got mad that one of them had a bigger cock than me. Probably the only true statement listed on this account. Also, the sheer audacity to literally call yourself Throbbing Horsecock and then put up pictures of your tiny little cock on OnlyFans.
Oh, God, it's brutal. It's brutal, chat. It is so brutal. Whoo, Bowblax, all you had to do is read tweets, bro. That's all you had to do. Read tweets. You could have been dressing up like a girl and going out in your own town to the gay bars and all that stuff. No one would have ever known. But since you don't leave the house, the only way to express your homosexuality is through being a woman on the internet and dressing up like one and taking pictures and shit. I don't know if Bowblax is out there hooking up with men, but I mean, what's the next step here? Is he just going to sit at the house and Buffalo Bill his way through life?
It's just like, it's almost staggering, really. That little baby carrot calls herself Throbbing Horsecock. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, Joshy.
What's up, Joshy? Yo. What's up?
God, I hate that fucking word. Joshy. I don't know why that triggers me so much, but it does.
Confusing opinion. Yeah. That's like one of the spellings I go by now. Because like people have always over time called me like Joshy endearingly. And I've liked that. And then like I kind of like the way that's spelled. Like it's Josh and then it's like she.
Oh, God, no.
So it's like Josh. So I have Joshua, Josh, Joshy.
Stop.
Whatever people want to fucking do.
Stop.
I mean, I guess it is kind of retarded. I don't know. I fucking like it. I don't fucking know, dude. Yeah, I put an E at the end of my name because that one. No.
It's okay, Joshy. It's okay. The Blow Me Boys, we got your back, Joshy. Even if your parents don't.
Fuck. My parents aren't proud of me.
You don't say. Mom and Dad aren't proud of you? What?
Fuck. My parents aren't proud of me.
Hurtful. That's hurtful, Josh.
What do you mean they're not proud of you, Bowblax? What did they say? Did they say you're no daughter of ours? Do they kick you out? I mean, damn, man, you're a young guy, girl, my bad, and you already have a mortgage, an electric car. I mean, in Canada, shit, you're halfway to retirement. Why would they be disappointed in you? You seem like, even though, you know, you like wearing dresses, that even though you like wearing dresses, you can afford your own dress. Let's put it that way. You don't have to borrow anyone's dress. You know, the independent trans woman. That's what Bowblax is. And don't you get it fucking twisted.
Joshy, you're such a pretty girl. Why would they not be proud of you? In fact, let's leave that picture. There we go. Let's leave that picture up. Does that beard look familiar to anybody? Those lips look a little familiar. That hair look a little familiar to anybody? Have we maybe, I don't know, seen it somewhere before? Are things matching up slightly? Was there a little bit of similarity going on?
See, one of the things, and McFly brings up a very good point. Bowblax and I used to being hated or having haters. That's a very, very good point. Because a lot of the times, people, the hate would be deflected or swept up by Diorio or Augie when they were doing the after hours show, because they were buddies and, you know, everyone was, you know, having a good time. But now that it's become financially advantageous to shit all over Bowblax, not only that, it's a rabbit hole that the entire internet will use to shit on Bowblax. So it's almost like, how do you put this? A zero energy machine. Is that Bowblax just continuously digs this hole, which creates more drama, which means he digs the hole deeper, more drama, digs the hole, until, you know, we're hoping that Bowblax ain't going to a fucking, ain't going to Walmart to buy a length of rope. I mean, like, I don't know why in the hell he would put this out on the internet like this. Like, you just put half of your face. It's not like anyone could not tell. You still haven't taken a shower. From these two pictures, it still looks like you extremely dirty. And he's wearing a bra, too. Damn, dude. It is fucking over, Bobby boys.
I don't know, Joshy. It's looking pretty close. It's looking like we might have a little bit of a match, Joshy.
I can't. Everyone in this chat does not understand how much I hate that word.
Mom and Dad aren't proud of me. What is going on? How do you get this much trouble sent your way? How are you sitting there dealing with these sorts of shenanigans?
And all you had to do was just read tweets, bro. That's it. You read tweets, you got a 6-figure a year income. Then you could dress up you dress up like Liza Minnelli. You could dress up like Kesha. You could dress up like Lady Gaga. You could go on one of those retreats where they're all trans women and they don't let you have your phone. But I guess if you're going to VidCon this year, who you going with? Are you going to be going with the trans YouTubers or the commentary YouTubers you went with the year before and the year before that? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Bowblax? You'd think that, you know, the embarrassment of the faking the mental illness thing, and you got some shit for that. Asking people for money, you got a little bit of shit for that. Making threats on people that you'll do bully streams on them, you got a little bit of shit for that, but you could probably recover. But then pics of you in a dress start floating around. And then there's an OnlyFans that mysteriously links to a lot of your shit. I mean, my understanding with that alternate Twitter account, Robin Orskok, was that you denied it at first, but then it got linked to you. So is Mr. Manchi, I mean, is that video fabricated? That email wasn't in there? Somebody cleverly put it in there with some AI and got it out so that everybody swears they've seen it? That Augie and Diorio and others all have talked about this and speculated on it? I don't know. It's a little hard to parse through. A little embarrassing.
really. This shit.
What?
Trust me, I knew that he was weird back from when I would actually talk with him, and he still follows me on YouTube. I mean, on Twitter. He follows like 4,000 other people, so it's not like I talked to him as buddy or something like that. I asked him to come on the stream one time, and he declined. But I just don't understand this level of crash out, especially when it involves his financial situation so much, to where now he has to just ask internet associates for thousands of dollars to pay his mortgage. Things were bad before this, chat. They must have been.
Is it with content creators these days having to put out
I don't
sexualized
know.
pictures of themselves? Why do they feel the need to tell everybody what makes their dicks hard?
That's
I
a
don't
good
need to know.
question.
Didn't you just do videos about people slap fighting on Twitter? Did you used to make fun of Tripster for being a tranny chaser? Then you give them all this shit about being thirsting for them, and then that's literally what.
Yeah, Willie. Bowblax begged Diorio, or I would say begged, but he asked for $2,000 because he was in a shortfall for his mortgage. He hadn't paid his mortgage in a minute, wasn't making as much money as before. So he asked Diorio in the DMs for $2,000. Diorio turned him down because, Diorio at least is not an idiot. So he didn't get the money, but he did ask for the money from a person, that he probably considered his friend. And then his friend totally fucking shivved him, put his business out there and laughed at him, and now is making a good bit of money, grinding his ass into the ground and getting other people to do the same. So congratulations, Bowblax. You've totally played yourself.
What it looks like you are. Was that a bit of projection? Were you projecting on Tipster? Was that an easy target? All the bully streams about Tipster, the half joking, half shit talk was really just like an insecurity thing. Like, oh my God, they're going to find out that Joshy wants to wear the dress. You got a little bit of moot going on. Do you want to be the little girl? Is that what's going on?
I hate that.
Now people have said, "Oh, it's multiple sexual fetishes, multiple attention whoring going on here." He's desperate for the attention. It gets him off. He's got like a humiliation fetish. Maybe. I mean, that's potentially possible.
I think so too.
But if this is somebody that was saying they,
I think Bowblax might have like a kind of attention humiliation disorder, but kind of like he wants the attention, and now he's had it for so many other things that he just doesn't care about showing who he really is or who he wants to be. Because I think he wants to be taken seriously. The guy that just steals people's tweets and puts them on YouTube wants to be taken seriously all of a sudden. I don't know why. I would have just kept cashing checks. He had the easiest content creation model out of everyone. And he still ended up fucking it up because he just wanted to be taken seriously as a trans woman. But I'm here to tell you, Bowblax, I'm sorry. Autistic dudes in dresses from Canada, they don't get taken seriously. It's kind of like it's built in. It's baked in. It's baked in. Trust me. That shit doesn't fly in the United States. Now you can be a lolcow and kind of like ride that lolcow wave, but you've already shown that this is sexual for you. This is not a funny meme thing. This gets you off for some reason. And that's not good, because every creator that I've seen where that leads to, the career goes bye-bye. I mean, I don't know. What about what's his name? Jared. What was the guy that DSP banged on because he was in the Sailor Moon outfit? I don't know his YouTube name, but I think it's Jared something. Only Jared. I don't know.
He needed to take a break from the internet.
Not the Subway guy. The one that was caught sending messages to. Oh my God, this is gonna drive me nuts. Pro Jared, thank you, Rez, thank you.
Because their tism was acting up. They needed a bit of a break from it. I don't know. I mean, somebody with a humiliation fetish would want to be on the internet. They wouldn't want to disappear even for a little bit. So now they're kind of like in the epicenter of this with all this shit going on. And the sad thing is, I can't show you like the funniest pictures. There are some really funny pictures.
What's up,
but a
Shadow
lot of it's
Television?
very sexual. Yeah, I can't show you his dick. How am I gonna stream that on YouTube? This is barely allowable as it is.
No shit.
Maybe if I did it on like Kick or something, they wouldn't give a shit.
I mean, that was the problem I was having with doing the Bowblax stream the other day. And I didn't really get that many views for it because it instantly got demonetized. And it wasn't for the music or anything. It was specifically because the pictures that I was kindly showing. But I was thinking about deleting that video anyway, just because I didn't know if I was going to hit for TOS for that weird shit. I think I still might.
Now, Bowblax has denied this, which is funny for two reasons. One, his denial probably is fake. He's probably lying, and it probably is him. But, like, here's the other thing. If he's telling the truth, then he should have no problem with people making fun of how small Mr. Manshee-He's dick is and how terrible they look in a dress, because it's not you, is it?
Very true. I mean, I know that it's him. I don't understand why he would try to put that tweet out and instantly get flamed down. Because it's not like he showed any, like, look, guys, this is not my account. I have this email, but it's not linked to this or show any kind of proof. He just got on there and showed a doctored screenshot. When you're a commentary YouTuber that's been in the game for damn near the better part of a decade, and you jump on there and say, yeah, y'all are wrong, this is entirely wrong, and not show any evidence to the contrary, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? I thought he came out the other day and admitted he was Mr. Manshee-He, she, man. Man, she. That's what I thought. And now he comes out today and said, yeah, everyone's fucking stupid. That's not me. There's only another white Canadian looking dude with scraggly beard hair and, greasy hair down your chin. That's not me, man. Bro, stop it. If there's a problem, get it handled. But this shit ain't working.
So, Bowblax, you can't get upset. In fact, you should give no shits whatsoever if people make fun of that. If they're talking about how that is a baby carrot dick, that is the smallest cock they've ever seen, that how could a man be swinging equipment that looks like it belongs on a toddler? That's not you, so it's not personal. You shouldn't get upset by it. It shouldn't bother you at all. If Nick Diorio gets on stream with you and for 1 hour straight talks incessantly about nothing other than how small Mr. Manshee-He's dick is, you should not be booty bothered about that at all.
And he just might do that. Nick get on there, talk about a little dick all night long. You start talking like that, I might have to come back and grease them cheeks again. Put the work in the ass. Drop some work off in your booty.
Because he is a fellow Bobby boy. There's nothing to tuck. Small peepee. That's right, chat.
Oh, wait a minute. Did he say...
Chat's got it.
Did he
Only
say...
about nothing other than how small Mr. Manshee-He's dick is? You should not be booty bothered about that at all. Because he is a fellow Bobby boy.
That's right. That's right. Nick is a fellow Bobby boy. And if they're going to be talking about little dicks that ain't, Bowblax or whatever, it's like, they can do that because they're bros. They're bros. They talk about this shit, when they're playing Fortnite and stuff like that. They talk about behind the scenes, maybe on stream, maybe off a stream, talking about dicks and gender shit and weird essay crap, all the time. Oh, did you hear what this dude said about this girl and this one and that one? it's weird sexual repression from a lot of these dudes. And they're homies. Yeah, they're homies. They're homies, all right. Buddies. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What are you doing dressing up like a girl, buddy? Let's sit down and let's rap about it. Is everything going okay, Bowblax? I mean, sometimes when you're on camera, it looks like you're wearing a fucking bra. Are you okay, dude? Are you really wearing panties when you're on After Hours? Is that what you're doing now? Wow. And your friends, yikes. Hanging out and talking with, maybe someone that might have a little bit of sexual problems. I don't know if I would let this dude babysit anyone, if you know what I mean.
There's nothing to tuck. Small peepee. That's right, chat. Chat's got it. They understand what's going on.
Yikes. Bobby Boys. That's what it's going to be, y'all. That's what it's going to be. The Bobby Boys. Bowblax, Nick, Augie, Tom. Well, I don't know Tom. But those three, we could do the Bobby Boys. Like Charlie's Angels. That's what the logo looked like. Bowblax in a dress in the middle. Nick DiOrio, the gunt hanging. You could see it in the shadow. Gunt. And then I don't know Augie that well. So just Augie's over there. Maybe he's wearing a dress. Maybe he's not. Who knows? I heard him and Connor are buddies. Buddies. There's a lot of buddies. There's a lot of buddies over there in that commentary community.
Holy shit. What a way to start the year. Like, did you decide that you wanted to get into the running with the herd? What is going on? There's so many crazy people on the internet. What, you want to usurp them? Do you think, okay, well, Ethan Ralph, he's going into rehab. Nick Rekieta's cut a plea deal. Masterson is only vaguely suffering the curse of the Sonichu medallion. Pikachu probably won't ever stream again. Looks like Larson's going to prison. Tomlinson's just going to eventually get outed as maybe having something to do with Tori Swats. I don't know. Alleging. There's speculation, not me saying that. So all these people are getting cleared off the board. There's room for you now. You can spread your wings and fly. You can stretch out a little bit and take part and really go for the gold this year.
Get out there and be the best you can be. There's all kind of lolcows out there. You got a whole pasture full of lolcows on YouTube. If you're a lolcow, how do you set yourself apart? How do you set it apart? You get in a fucking dress and get an OnlyFans and start taking pictures of your little cock and make an account called Mr. Man, She. That's how you deal with life. When life gives you lemons, you take your lemons out and take pictures of them. Pull your panties to the side. Bowblax's nuts fall out. Right in Nick's mouth. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I mean, come on, y'all. Fucking butt buddies.
Because this is a hell of a start to the year. You've got 4 things, one after the other. They're all bang, 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 bang. What's next? What else can you do? Where do you take it from here? What's the follow-up?
I don't know. I mean, is he going to get in a fucking swimsuit? Do a swimsuit calendar shoot? That's why I'm telling you, Bowblax, go do an entire glamour shots shoot. Go get someone to make up your hair and makeup, dress you up real nice, dress you up real pretty hair, nails, the whole nine. We'll get hay bales that you can bend over and take pictures on. We can get an old muscle car you can kind of lean over the hood on, take pictures, and then we'll sell the calendar. Bowblax Bowblax and his buddies. Bowblax buddies. Bowby boys. The Bowby boys, buddies. Buddies, it's the Bowby boys. And they are got a calendar for you. January, February, March, it's all Bowblax in autistic dresses. And then in the springtime, we got Nick DiOrio in cut off jean shorts, like cut off way high. So the gunt can like fall into the, we can stuff the gunt into the Daisy Dukes. God damn. I mean, please.
And also, I my other question for you would be like, are you upset now that you didn't wait till now to do the plushie sale? Because I'm telling you.
Reluctance in the chat. What's happening, man? We're just looking at these Zoomer boys over here being buddies. Dressing in dresses and being buddies.
Tranny Totem is a banger. That's gold. If I could sell Tranny Totem, if I could put that up on the store, if they did plushies, I call them Tranny Totems, I sell out in a day. Oh, all that money, you could have made all that money if you just waited a little bit. But now it's too late. I don't know whatever this fucking website is, if you can get the opportunity to do it again, but it looks like it's a goner.
Oh boy, chat. I think we're about coming to the end of the Bowblax shit. What do y'all think? 1 in the chat if you want to continue with the Bowblax Metokur stuff. 2 if you want to move on. I think we'll move on to Alyssa Mercante and stuff like that. But we might take a break. Might take a smoke break. But 1 if you want to continue on with this. So let me know.
Oh, we got a super chat from Shuan Head. An actual one with a little check mark. I hope you've been well, Jim. Thank you for all the entertainment over the years. Thank you very much. Hope things are going well for you as well. I'll read off another quick one here from Devastator. This is internet gold.
Okay, everybody wants to leave.
Well, I have to be honest with you. Okay.
All right, Bowblax, Jim, Mr. Metokur. Y'all take it easy for the night. We can't take any more of this this transaction. Can't take any more transaction. But all right, that's Bowblax, everyone. Give her a hand. She's out there working her panties off. Doing the Lord's work out there, shaking and baking. Shaking and baking. All right, we're going to take I'm taking a 4-minute break because I'm going to take a quick smoke. Oh, Lucero's here. What's happening? See, he knows. He knows the birth of my name, what my name means in Italian. Actually, I think I might mean that in Spanish as well. But we need some donations. We need some bubbles. In fact, just for you, just for tonight, I think we're going to go ahead and release the bubbles. And I'll release the bubbles while we're playing our smoke break song. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to call Lucero, the milkman. That's what I thought. You speak Italian and Spanish and the like? I don't speak a lot of Italian. I spoke Spanish for 3 years in high school. I can read it. I can't speak it. And, yeah, but, pescatore, leggero, molto bene. Excellent. All right, let me get rid of Bowblax real quick. Any request for the song tonight, for our smoke break song? I didn't have anything actually planned for the smoke break song, but if y'all want to do snort wave, I can do some snort wave. I can do some hard archive. We can do hard archive. Fousey's. Oh, great one, Willie. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. All right. It's like I think it's not that long. 220. That's okay. 220 is not that bad. Then give me a time to hit half a cigarette. We'll do Kool-Aid Girl later on tonight. We'll do it later on tonight. But all right. This one new from Fousey. It's called Crashout YSE, which is pretty dumb, but all right. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and I'll be back. So let's check this out, chat. Give me about 2.5 minutes, and we'll be back to it. Cool. Let's get it.
Hey, no, TJ, you can't smoke in here. Nope. Thank you. Yeah, prove them wrong once, now I'ma prove them wrong again. Keep on laughing at my song, now I'ma put this all to end. They all buying view, boss, just try to get a win. Hey, Rage, tell the world you get injections in your chin. All that and still they're saying cuff them is your twin. Bitches, why I see if they don't catch a drift, then I'ma spin. Kai don't got no mind of his own, he follow trends. Got a music stylist, got a fit stylist. Oh, he think he's stylish. Pussy, I want violence. Grown man, 5'2", probably why he childish. You don't got no game, but we friends though. Violent, yeah. He a fan. You was taking pics with me and posting all up on the gram, getting bands. I just bought a supercar because I can. Hey, bitch, I feel like Mary. I just pulled up with a lamb and I'm not stopping. Only thing I'm worried about from Max is a snot rocket. Every time Silky out of state, he's top pop locking. Lil TJ bitch you in your crib, that shit hot topic. Couldn't happen to the big G7 president. Bet you wanna talk, your brother cared, you was evident. Agent, you just gotta hit the gym and don't be hesitant. Neon, he don't got no testosterone, he feminine. And that's the reason why I'm about to fuck Sam Frank. I got dick for her and I got dick for Darla A. Hit them bitches at the same time, this shit a parlay. Lacy fat as fuck, the only thing he wants is parfait. He's so fucking Chuck E. Cheese, she'll work at an arcade. They're laughing at my song and tryna make me take a nail. They just tryna pull the rug from under me like Haley Welch. Yeah, Lowe's, you so fucking out of shape, you break the scale. It's Crashout YSC, they should've known to save themselves. Yeah. Prove them wrong once, now I'ma prove them wrong again. Keep on laughing at my song, now I'ma put this all to end. They all buying view, boss, just try to get a win. Hey, Rage, tell the world you get injections in your chin. Hey, BBL Rage, BBL Rage, BBL Rage, BBL Rage, BBL Rage, BBL Rage. Hey, Rage, I love you. I don't know if the accusations were true or not. You know, Twitter tabloids, I mean X, they be crazy. Don't sue me, love you. Yeah, prove them wrong once, now I'ma prove them wrong again. Keep on laughing at my song, now I'ma put this all to end.
Oh, right back in it. What'd y'all think of that? I've seen it before. It's all right. I like the beat. I don't know if the flow is really what I'm down with that. Fousey just doesn't rap that well, in my opinion. But the beat is fire. And some of the bars were good. I don't know if he wrote those. Some of them were good. But I actually have some music that I just wrote. Yeah, and I'll play it because I need 2 more minutes to finish the cigarette. And we'll do some bubbles at the exact same time in honor of our new friend, Lechero. And if I can find the right one. I think it was. Yes. So, in honor of our friend Lucero and Boba, who has donated tonight, we will give them bubbles. Let's go. What do y'all think? We need more bubbles. I'm going to put a timer on this. 2 minutes. And I will be back. All right, chat? Just going to finish my cigarette real quick. 2 minutes. And I'll be back. Let's do it. Go. I'm back. What'd y'all think of my new track? You can be as harsh as you want to. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Are these regular bubbles? They look different. Yeah, they're the same. But I can change them up a little bit. I know what you mean. If I make it smaller on the video, they'll get more bubbles, go faster. So, thank you for everyone that's liked the stream tonight. We're at 27, about 30 people watching. $7 in donations. Thank you so much. Remember, all donations go directly to the show and designing and rigging and everything, along with our little Dave VTuber. We're about halfway there. Actually, we are, what is that, $8 away from halfway there. So we are getting there. All right. Thank you to everyone that has donated tonight. Okay, let's move on to Alyssa Mercante, our favorite Gamergate 2.0 instigator. She was on Taylor Lorenz's YouTube channel, and they did a Spotify. She's on Spotify. She has a deal with Spotify, and they released something about 2 days ago. I didn't catch it till today, but it was really interesting because there is a lot of delusions in this video, let's say. And just up front, I do know Taylor Lorenz. We've met before. She helped me out 2018 at VidCon, getting in a couple of places. She was very nice. I don't believe in a lot of her takes, but she's professional, so give that for what it's worth. All right, so let's start. Stop that. And let's start with this. This is not on YouTube, by the way. This is on her Spotify. The name of the video is called Doxed, Harassed, and Silenced, the Fallout of Gamergate 2.0.
Welcome to Power User.
Hi, thanks for having me.
All right, so for people who don't know who you are, you're a pretty well-known online culture video game journalist. How did you get started in this space?
I've been writing about video games for my whole life, but in terms of it being my career, it's been the last 5 or 6 years. I was at Games Radar, and then I went to Kotaku, which is owned by Geo Media, and my reporting has always been on video games and the culture surrounding it, but only lately has it kind of become the topic of everyone's conversation.
So you wrote this article about a company called Sweet Baby that really blew up and proved to be very divisive on the internet. It also seems to have sparked this months-long harassment and abuse campaign. Tell me about the article and kind of what you hope to achieve by writing it. What was the crux of that story?
Sure. So in the darker corners of the internet and message boards that probably the average internet user would never come across, I noticed a conspiracy theory was kind of making the rounds about this particular consulting group and what they do in the video game industry. Consulting groups in the video game industry are a lot like how they are in the movie industry. They'll get called in by studios making games and do a pass on the script, or they'll offer insights into a character. Sometimes they do sensitivity reads. It's kind of like they wear many hats and they do very, very different things. This one consultancy group, Sweet Baby Inc., was being accused of forcibly injecting woke ideologies and characters into contemporary big budget video games. And it was being used as sort of a cudgel as to why there was a black lead character in, an award-winning game from that year. And I started looking into the people who had created this group, ostensibly monitoring any game that this consultancy firm, Sweet Baby, had been involved in, and found that they had their own Discord, which is like an instant messaging service commonly used in the games industry, used for people who are looking for people to play other games with. And that Discord was full of racist, vitriol, homophobic slurs,
Okay. She's talking about when Cabrutus Rambo had started the DEI Detected Discord and Steam page. And back when I was working with Gundam, like, we were fully behind that. We supported him. I still support it to this day because I think people should know more about the production of these games, who's behind it, and make informed judgments on your purchase. Now, I was one of the people that actually pitched the Sweet Baby Inc. story to Gundam back earlier this year. It might have been like in the end of 23. So I had seen what she's talking about. What she's saying is there were people on 4chan that were exposing Sweet Baby Inc. as being behind a lot of, black character substitution. What was the other one? The sensitivity readings was one thing that's totally true, and I still think is 100% ridiculous, because what I am sensitive to is not what you are sensitive to. And just kind of explaining that to people it's pointless, right? Because it's really the market that dictates a lot of these things. If the game was great and it had a black lead character, no one would give a damn. But a lot of times the ethnicity or the sexuality of a lot of these video game characters is forefront. It's like right pushed in your face. It's the one thing that you notice. It's the one thing that they play on. It's the one thing that they try to, have a selling point. This game was culturally significant. It's all kind of different people included in here. We got gay people. We got trans people. We got all these people. But the game sucks. It's no fun. And then everyone that, was sitting there saying, oh, this stuff wasn't a problem. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It becomes a problem because the more it gets exposed, the more it gets put into the mainstream of how these games are changing. And let's be honest, a lot of these games are changing just to fit the culture. I just like playing video games. Now, truth be told, I don't play a lot of single player games. I don't play a lot of narrative based games. I do a lot of FPS, a lot of driving, a lot of action based stuff. Yeah, Kirsty does great talking about bridge and all this shit. So it's not a conspiracy theory. I hate it when they say, "Oh, the conspiracy." Just because you don't understand something or you don't want to engage with people discussing their point of view, it doesn't make it a conspiracy. All right.
Misogyny, all the kinds of stuff that I hadn't really seen at that level online in a while.
So you noticed that Sweet Baby, which is this consulting firm, had been increasingly involved in all of these video games that were being, it seems like, the target of backlash, like you mentioned. So you kind of dug into what was fomenting that backlash and found this group of people that were really dedicated to tracking this consultancy firm, Sweet Baby. And it seems like producing coordinated harassment campaigns against any game that, I guess, deigned to partner with this consulting firm.
Yeah, and
harassment campaigns? Really? I mean, there's a lot of piling on because it's internet, it's YouTube, and when people get an interesting story they can sink their teeth into and kind of dig into and get more information out of, then that's just how it works, and it's going to blow up. I think there are a few people that overmind this Sweet Baby Inc. story. But every one of these creators that she thinks is creating a harassment campaign is really just expressing themselves and expressing what they think about the industry that she reports on, and she would rather talk down to and talk as if you were peasants and not knowing as much, instead of engaging with the consumer, the people that actually consume not only the games that she talks about, but maybe, her journalism, maybe, her content that is not involved with Kotaku. Whereas now it's all not involved with Kotaku because she was summarily dismissed. She wasn't fired, but she left, kind of like, you can't fire me, I quit kind of situation. I think might have happened, allegedly, who knows. But to carry this much water and to sweep for a company you don't even work for just shows that you're using this story to kind of propel yourself in your own, influencer status, in my opinion.
And honestly, once the piece that I published went live, and that piece also included interviews with the people who work for Sweet Baby Inc., because the goal of the piece was to sort of tell you exactly what a consultancy firm does and what.
The goal of the piece should have been why this story had blown up in this particular way. You could describe what Sweet Baby Inc. does, but without engaging with the other side to see what their issue is with Sweet Baby, and maybe getting the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., who just thinks, so highly of herself, to sit down and have a conversation with some of these influencers or YouTubers or creators that have legitimate gripes about the gaming industry. And instead of engaging with them and creating an entirely new category of content that might have done what you were trying to do, you are just going to bitch and complain and say, I'm the victim. Look what you're doing to me. I'm going to file a lawsuit, getting the lawyers, all this stuff. What are you going to fight the internet for the rest of your fucking life? We've seen this show. Okay. Remember G4? Remember Frost? Is Frost working in the games industry anymore? Anyone? Can anyone? You can have convictions, lady. You can stand up for feminism. You can do whatever you want. This is America. But it doesn't mean that people are going to buy it or they're going to support it just because they don't want it. And no amount of naggery, shrew, nagging, I guess that's the only word I can come up with, nagging will change that. In fact, it probably does the direct opposite. Because I know the last thing I want to hear when I'm discussing an issue and debating it is some shrew nagging woman just talking over me because she thinks her job entitles her to some sort of, status, when it really doesn't.
What it doesn't do, and try and debunk this theory in the clearest terms possible. Unfortunately, the moment that piece went,
I think you failed on that too, because we're all, a year after your piece, and it's caused you to lose your job and have to file a lawsuit that you're paying for. Like, don't get it twisted. She's paying for that lawsuit. I don't think there's a lawyer. Well, maybe there's a lawyer out there that'll take this on spot on spec, take it on spec, and maybe hope they're getting some money out of Smash JT. But I can almost definitely say that she's paying out of her pocket for this lawsuit, allegedly, because I have no idea why any lawyer would take this on spec, because it's going to be a dismissal probably. But if they make it past, dismissal, this thing's going to there's nothing here.
Live, the new conspiracy theory cropped up, which was that games journalists were running defense for this company, and then it just kind of, the attacks spun off of that and just started getting worse and worse. So any game that was even remotely connected to Sweet Baby Inc., anybody who worked at Sweet Baby Inc., a lot of people who were just women or people of color or queer folks who were writing about this.
Why do they have to do the eyes like this, by the way? Why do they always have to have the eyes?
Or talking about this online, they were just the target of this harassment campaign, and it has not stopped. It's been nonstop since March, actually.
As you mentioned, there are so many of these consultancy groups that go around and consult on things like diversity and also just helping these game companies, like you mentioned, appeal to different audiences, right? You don't want to just appeal to one demographic when you're making video games. Why do you think Sweet Baby specifically has become such a target?
I think it's a perfect storm of stuff. I think it doesn't help that Sweet Baby is run by a Black woman named Kim Belair.
And that woman is antagonistic to the player base at every chance she can get. Every chance. And these PowerPoint presentations that she gives, these TED Talks, she needs to stop those immediately because they are not a good look.
I don't think it helps that a lot of their employees are people of color or queer.
Willie says, I heard that Taylor is 72 years old. Can I confirm? I don't think that she's 72 years old. I think she's probably in her mid-30s. You had to ask me. But it's been a while since I've seen her, so we're just looking over here. I don't want to make fun of anyone's looks, age, especially when it's in woman, because they'll just they'll try to cancel us. I'll get a strike from YouTube for harassment and bullying. So let's keep it above the belt.
Queer folks or non-binary people. I don't think it helps that the video game industry, which grew exponentially during the height of the pandemic, where more and more people were buying game consoles and playing games that had never been involved in this industry before. And all of the video game studios started hiring more people, looking to make more money, which resulted in mass layoffs the last 2 years. I think people have also noticed that there is a perceived decrease in quality of some types of games, games that are made with microtransactions so that you'll buy the game, but then you'll keep buying stuff in that game because you want to wear a cool outfit or you want to have a cool weapon.
I mean, she is supposed to be reporting, her industry that she reports on is supposed to be games. And it just seems like she is so, just like gaming. Can you imagine doing this? Can you imagine being a chud and gaming all day? She just has so much contempt in her voice for gaming and for gamers. There's nothing about this woman, the way she talks, the way she acts, the way she presents herself, that would allow me to say, hey, let's work together. Let's jump on a stream and let's talk out our differences because we're on opposite sides. These women, these people tend to stay in their own ecosystem for verification, for validation. And getting outside of that is, it's the unknown. You don't want to end up like Bowblax on a Metokur stream in a couple of years by doing something weird. But then again, if you're going to be in this industry, you're going to have to engage with people. And not just the people that agree with you. That's key. There's a lot of people that don't like me on in YouTube or in the social media space. There's a lot of people that do like me. There's a lot of people that respect me. There's a lot of people that can't stand me. So all kinds. And I don't take any of that to heart because this is entertainment This is supposed to be fun, at least for me. And gaming is supposed to be fun. At the end of the day, you're gaming. It's in the fucking word. But having to deal with people like Alyssa makes it seem like work. And no one wants their games to be work.
And those games are launching and then failing kind of miserably. And Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in 1 or 2 games that did not do very well. But unfortunately, what happened with Sweet Baby is it just became this kind of catch-all term for anything that they deemed to have any sort of DEI in it, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So if there was something that had a black character or a female lead, it was Sweet Baby treatment. Sweet Baby must have touched it. So now it's kind of spun out into a lore that in many cases is completely untrue, that this development company hasn't even worked on most of.
And you were a big part of that, spinning that lore out to whether some parts were true, some parts were not true, some parts needed to have more context. And then some parts that were just ridiculous. A lot of that sensitivity reading stuff is still to this day, that's wasted money. You're burning money doing that. This is the new Anita Sarkeesian, and you can tell that she wants to ride this, but I just don't think, besides the loss, if she didn't have the lawsuit, she would be a fart in the wind. She'd be forgotten by now. But the lawsuit put her back into the zeitgeist, and now we have got to deal with it again. I just don't see where she can claim she has damage, and she'll get into this in a second, talking about the lawsuit. But I just don't see where she can claim damages, saying, oh no, I can never work for anyone again because I've been maligned and everyone has slandered me and now I can't work in the games industry. It's like, how is that anyone else's problem but you? You see this thing going sideways. You can't come out and say, oh, let's engage with the other side. Nah, let's just call them chuds and little dicks and all kind of other shit. Where the fuck has that ever worked?
These games.
About a decade ago, there was this movement online called Gamergate, which obviously you and I are very familiar with. It was this really coordinated harassment campaign against a bunch of women in video games journalism, bad faith attacks, and smears. And it was really this ultimate.
Yes, Willie, this is Alyssa Mercante. Maybe I didn't set this up correctly. Alyssa Mercante is the short blonde with the blue eyes. Taylor is the brunette, long hair brunette. Yes, this is Alyssa Mercante, made famous from Kotaku and her handling of the Sweet Baby Inc. story, and being 100% antagonistic to the community, while at the same time embracing the fringe left. And, I'm so brave, I'm so talented type of shit, which pisses people off even more. So what she's about to claim here in a little bit is going to make it even more ridiculous. But let's get to that part.
Served as a sort of blueprint for how the far right would come to weaponize the internet. That received quite a bit of attention after the fact. There was a bunch of think pieces about it in 2017, 2018, 2019. Like, wow, wasn't that bad, right? Good thing that was over. It does seem like, though, things kind of went underground, or at least weren't so bad for a while. In the past year, really with this new sort of campaign against Sweet Baby and some of the journalists involved like you, it seems like we're experiencing almost a Gamergate 2.0. What do you think has led to this resurgence?
There's so many things, and I keep saying perfect storm, and it feels like a cliche that I've repeated so many times when talking about this, but it is sort of that. This being an election year and all of the kind of
It always comes back to Trump, by the way. It's Trump's fault that she's not working in the games industry anymore.
Political disagreements and conversations that happen around an election year certainly make the internet an interesting place. I mean, we know that the far right and the people who helped prop up Donald Trump's first run for president were directly pulling from the playbook of Gamergate. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we started seeing it kick up again during an election year. And you can see that there are people who are in the now president-elect's circle saying very similar things to what Gamergate 2.0 or the people who are inciting this harassment campaign say in terms of, this company's infested with DEI, or we need to end wokeness. And
one in the chat, if you're so fucking tired of hearing these talking points. Are you tired? Are you as tired as I am about these shitty talking points that all these women, all these people on the left use whenever it comes to Gamergate? They're using the Gamergate playbook. Well, fuck, it's winning. Why you want to cry about something winning? Tired. I am physically tired of these talking points. Are we going to do this for another 4 years, by the way? We're going to Orange Man bad for another 4 years. We're not going to do any new material.
And the issues that the gamers have with video games.
Yeah, Trump's meme coin went up to like $33. It's down right now. But there's probably a good bit of people out there that put some money into that. Yeah, I understand the anti-woke grift is getting a little bit tiresome as well. Because there's some people out there that just beat it to fucking death. And when that's all your content is about, it's going to get stale. But I am physically fucking tired of hearing these talking points. Because they've been going on for what, like 15 years?
Games and the diversity of the industry can easily be applied to larger political issues that they may have. And this sort of belief that there's this massive, countrywide conspiracy to...
That's the other thing. They are losing, and they want to cry about losing. Like winning is a bad thing. They use a playbook to win. How could you? They learned things, they adapted, and they beat us at our own game. Change the rules.
To elect people or put people into jobs who don't deserve it because they're a minority, or to cancel people because they don't think that that's fair. And I think that, combined with the way that Gamergate just kind of eventually disappeared, also meant that a lot of the major players in the video game industry didn't really have to acknowledge it. You didn't have to have Microsoft say, this is screwed up and you shouldn't do this. Or Sony say, we stand with the people who you are accusing of not being ethical.
Well, they don't want to become Bud Light. Quite honestly. Last night I was watching that show Landman. And the waitress comes up to the table. She goes, hey, y'all, I just want to let you know I've got a special going on Bud Light. You get like 2 pitchers for fucking 10 cents or something. And everybody at the table laughed at her. They didn't explain why they were laughing. They laughed and said, we'll take Michelob Ultra. But everyone knows why they're laughing. Because Bud Light is a trans woman's drink. You don't have to say it. We just know it.
In terms of journalism. And I think what happened when this started kicking up again in March was there were a lot of...
It's kicking up again, by the way. It's like Hydra. Like it stayed underground for many years, but now we're kicking it back up. Getting the band back together.
Major companies and a lot of major people in the industry who kind of stuck their head in the sand, hoping and praying that they wouldn't get the eye of Sauron on them, that they wouldn't start to get these people looking at them and attacking them. And unfortunately, that ends up being a sort of tacit approval of the way that these people are behaving, or at least giving them the space to feel like, well, they can continue to get away with this.
Continue to get away with this. Lady, as long as it's not illegal, as long as it's not a crime, they can get away with whatever the fuck they want. All right? All right? Get away with this. You can't keep getting away with this.
It seems like this campaign has obviously spanned the internet. It's all over YouTube, Twitch, every social platform. But so much of this coordinated harassment and attack stuff seems to be happening on Twitter, or X rather now, especially under Elon. What role do you think has Elon's X and its sort of toxic algorithm played in boosting this Gamergate 2.0?
There's a couple of things. First of all, the terms of service that X/Twitter has in place are clearly not being policed or monitored as well as they should be, or as
Get out there, police. Where are the ex-cops? Where are the ex-cops? That's what I want to know. Anytime I'm on Twitter, I don't feel safe. I need to see an ex-cop on every corner of every thread I see for me to feel safe. To post words and videos on a goofy fucking social media site. I'm going to need some FBI to look over my back, to watch my six when I go on X. All right? Maybe I'll hire a couple of mercenaries, private security, to watch over me when I go on X, to post memes or AI DSP videos. Gonna need to pack heat.
As well as they were before Elon Musk took over. There are clear-cut violations of terms of service. I mean, people with slurs in their names.
But it's not just the terms of service.
They have slurs in their name. That's it. We're done. Somebody call the Department of Justice. I, as a law-abiding citizen, can't stand by someone putting a slur in their username. What kind of fucking world are we living in? I don't understand it. You're right, Alyssa. We need a super secret section of military police officers that at a drop of a hat can deploy to any state in the entire union. You know, they just like rappel down, kick in the door. There's like a 12-year-old kid that put the N-word in his username on Fortnite or something, and they just hem him up. Get on the fucking ground! Get on the fucking ground! We need more enforcement.
Service, right? Like, I guess what role do you think the actual algorithm plays in the fact that you have these?
Yeah, Pescatore is a slur because that's not my name. But I'll register that as a banned word in chat now. So thanks a lot, Willie. Using slurs in the chat, Willie? Huh? Is that what's hip now? Is that what the fucking kids are doing? Using bad words in chat?
These like right-wing figures that are able to amass so much power on that platform.
I mean, it has to do with the monetization also of hatred and harassment. I mean, you can buy a blue check now and you can farm engagement off of that so you can buy to have your account have a blue check next to it and earn money off.
Why are her eyes like this all the time? Pescatore. Yeah, Wings can't say my name right because his face is too fat. So it all just comes out like Pescatore. 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 Then you have to open your mouth to say it, Wings. Pescatore. 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 But with Wings, this is what you get. Pescatore. 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 Pescatore.
Off of all of the engagement on your tweets. And so if you tweet something incredibly controversial or something that's going to get a lot of interactions, you're going to get more money. And those things are also boosted through the algorithm to people's homepages. I mean, I obviously have another Twitter account that I use to monitor things. And that account is the entire homepage is just filled with absolute.
So you've got a sock account that you use to monitor things? Is that what you're saying? Kind of sounds like the beginnings of a gay op to me. But that's interesting. That's interesting. I wonder what Twitter account that would be. That's interesting.
Horrible, racist, homophobic, transphobic, harassment, abuse, all of these things. And it's just not stopping. It's not being taken down, and it's being pushed to the top of the page and pushed into people's eyes. And they're rewarding that by giving people.
And look, if they're being pushed into her eyes, god damn, it's going to be shoveling shit. Them big old, them big blue ass holes. I don't think she has blue eyes. These are very, very blue eyes. And I've seen her on video before. Hold on. Are these contacts? Let's see. It looks like she does have blue eyes, but I can't really tell. She's got those glasses on in this video. I don't know, guys. I don't know. No. In this one, she has. Hold on, let me get a good picture of this for y'all. Let's see, she has brown eyes, I think. She has that stupid glasses on, those Tony Stark glasses. Yeah. All right. Here's a picture of her when Boogie had made a video on her a few months ago. Hold on a second. Let me get my thing where I can zoom in. Okay. All right, let's see if this zooms in out. Yeah. See? Don't look blue there. You can probably find another video too where, see, like even in the thumbnail for this video that Tom did, I can find a good picture of her close-up face. Tom always does so many screenshots, quick screenshot cuts. I just don't think. Yeah, I don't think she has original blue eyes, but that's just my opinion. I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, even like in this one right here, she's got barely blue eyes. You can barely tell. Barely tell. But yeah, she must have been wearing contacts to accentuate the blue.
People monetary payouts for when their tweets hit big.
Talk to me about the structure of these harassment campaigns, because I feel like there's a few big people at the top that are these mainstream content creators that are sort of instigators, but they love to wipe their hands of these things and say, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't personally call for, XYZ. Can you sort of walk me through the hierarchy of how these different sort of harassers operate and where they land?
There's usually always
These
in this instance of harassment campaigns a few leaders who are most of the time very careful with what they say and what they share. You're rare that you're going to see someone who has 150, 250,000 Twitter or X followers outright incite violence or threaten someone or anything like that. But what they will do is they will point ceaseless harassment at, or they will point endless fingers towards specific people in a way that they think is coy by saying, oh, well, I know this person, and here's a picture of clearly a person of color is involved in this game that didn't do well, and they probably don't like you, the gamer, and they rile up a base of smaller content creators who tend to be a little bit more loose with the stuff that they say, a little bit less careful with what they're inciting, a little bit more harassy with their videos and their comments. And then below that, you get sort of like anonymous foot soldiers that are just in droves. And
okay, well, this is ridiculous. She doesn't cite anything. There are no examples right here. She is just making this up as she goes, thinking that it is a coordinated harassment campaign, thinking that all these creators behind the scenes coordinate their videos. I'm here to tell you, lady, and I've worked behind the scenes in a lot of these videos, including one of the ones you probably stress over, the entire series from Gundam. No, there's no coordination. What happens is that one person will put out a video with new information that other people will build off of. Sometimes that information takes them in a right direction. Sometimes it takes them in the opposite direction. Sometimes they know it takes them in the opposite directions and they'll still do it anyway, just because it's good entertainment. Because at the end of the day, this is just entertainment. This is not, we're not in a court of law. You know, you want to be in a court of law because you sued Smash JT. You put out his address on your lawsuit. You didn't put out your own. I don't understand where your damages are going to be coming from, because the choice for you to be antagonistic to just an entire group on the internet, ceaseless, is not a good career decision. It's just not. I'm sorry. You might be the strongest woman in the world. You have the will of a lion, and you can't ever back down. Well, you know what? The tree that doesn't bend will break.
those are the people who often are not are the ones in my inbox or in other people's inbox with outright threats, or in my emails, in my Instagram, finding my family's information. Those anonymous people who are watching all of this content, taking in all of this content, and being pointed towards people that they should be angry towards for some reason. They're not sure why. And that's when you end up getting this sort of wave and crest of harassment, because the leaders are just innocently pointing out people, but the undertones are very clear what they want to happen there. And
doesn't name any leaders, just this anonymous hydra, you know, behind that sits behind the scenes and puppets everything from the top down, like a multi-level marketing campaign of harassment.
And it's the foot soldiers that will always carry that out.
So you wrote this story on
the fucking foot soldier. I can't, bro. I can't. The foot soldiers, literally viewers. She's calling viewers of videos foot soldiers. They just can't stand to have their views be challenged to their face. Because not everyone wants to live like you, Alyssa. A lot of people don't take this shit this seriously. And to tell you the truth, if you would have been a little bit more, you know, kind of, you know, go with the game, play with the game type of creator, type of journalist, you probably would have gained a lot of goodwill as somebody that could be interacted with, that, you know, debates in good faith. But as usual, as soon as these people get just a little bit of pushback, they don't ask, well, what have I done wrong? What could have I done better? It's you did something wrong. You are at fault. It's like she just one day turned on her computer and all of a sudden harassment just started coming her way. Just out of the blue. I have no idea why this is happening to me.
Kotaku, and it kind of blows up. It becomes this viral piece of journalism that, of course, all of these awful people hate. Tell me what happened next to you.
Part of the reason why it got so bad for me in terms of harassment was because I refused to back down.
And there it is. And there it is. The reason why it's so bad for me is because I will not back down. To who, lady? You've lost your job. No one's going to hire you to do gaming journalism because you're a liability. 100%. You won't back down. Well, great. How much is that worth? Literally. Like, how much is you standing your ground on standing up for Sweet Baby Inc., a company you don't work for, not employed by, I think. You're doing a lot of sweeping for someone not employed by them. We'll just say you're not employed by them until information comes out to the contrary. But you're doing a lot of fucking janitorial services for Sweet Baby Inc. That's odd. But these are your choices. You don't want to bend. You don't want to compromise. You don't want to hear anything else. You want to stick your fingers in your ears, close your eyes, and hum, and think like everyone's a chud that disagrees with me. No one has a point. The DEI might be ruining this industry. It's all their fault. You know, just another female DSP. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
I refused to apologize for nothing that I had done wrong, but just for being who I was. And in the immediate aftermath, there was a lot of finger pointing that this piece was untrue or purposefully leaving things out or none of this is correct. And
well, you did purposely leave out Brutus Rambo in that entire section of the story, which was odd, completely odd. You only gave the framing from the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., and not the anti-framing to give the reader both sides. You immediately discounted Brutus Rambo, his Steam page, the hundreds of thousands of people that were following this page, because again, they're just chud, mouth-drooling losers. This enormous section of people are idiots and don't know what they're talking about. And the one person, few people that have the right answers for everything, they'll never back down because they stand on principle and they're right. You are wrong and you can go fuck yourself, Mr. Man. It doesn't matter if I lose my job, my home, my standing in my career field, everything. I'm going to be able to say I swept for Sweet Baby Inc. Because that's all you're doing, Alyssa, sweeping for a company that you allegedly don't work for. And now you filed a fucking lawsuit against just a guy you pretty much just spun around and picked because he makes videos on you. He does make a lot. I will give you that. There's been a lot of videos made on you by some people. And to me, you're a boring person at this point because there's nothing left. There's no, what other tricks you got here? You're going to file another lawsuit? Why are you so special that people that disagree with your standpoint, no matter if you work for fucking Kotaku or not, why does that make you special? Why do you think that makes you special?
And when I was pushing back at that, that started kind of the waterfall of harassment. So I started becoming this kind of stand-in for everything that was wrong with games journalism. My face is plastered over hundreds of YouTube videos, watching my every move. I was getting threats in my work email and my personal email. I had to warn my parents to be careful because their address was circulating the internet. And it was just kind of your bog standard harassment campaign.
All that is bad. That people should not do that. But at some point, couldn't you just come out and been like, look, guys, there's a lot of vitriol going around. Why don't I have on Smash JT or Grums or someone? Have them on for discussion in good faith. I know this would never happen, chat, but this is how I would look at it. If I was in her shoes, this is what I would have done. I would have gone to the CEO, who obviously she has, first name basis with, and would have said, hey, I forget her name, but hey, ma'am, would you do a stream with, these influencer YouTubers that have issues, maybe discuss what you do, let them air out some of their grievances, try to come to a resolution, and put out the fire before it burns down the whole fucking forest. I mean, I get if you think you are on the right side of history and you're standing there on your convictions and you're losing everything because of it. Okay? But at what point is standing on your convictions worth losing everything? To me, that's not a solution. Just standing like a rock and not, moving. I'm not swayed by any argument whatsoever. Fuck these people. They have fucking, I'm so mad. They doxed me. They did this. They did that. I'll never engage. Lady, as long as I've been working on this motherfucking platform, I'll tell you this. Once the drama people, the two people that have issues are put together in a stream, normally after that stream, it's done. It's done. Because all the people want to see is both of you people interact. That's it. They watch your stuff to get a response to this video, and then they got to watch that video to get a response, and this and that and the other. They don't want to do all that. They just want one place where you go and you hash out all these differences. Well, not differences, but issues. I don't know how much longer I can take this bitch. We'll keep going. I wasn't going to do the whole thing because this is like an hour long. But after this section, I think we got what we need.
They go after every piece of social media you have. They try and find every bit of personal information they can. And they're kind of obsessing over everything you do. I was joking.
I mean, that's what people on the internet do, bro. I mean, maybe you're not used to it. There's lots of people out there for years that would, dig up stuff on my dad or on the court cases that I'm involved in. Hell, there was one dude that thought he was hot shit because I go by my middle name, not my full name. My first name is Timothy. My middle name is Josh, and then Pescatore. Well, I go by JoshPescatore. Just always have, ever since I was a kid. But I don't mind the name Timothy. In fact, when people say Timothy, I know they're usually a government worker, right? Hell, like insurance, government worker. If you're giving me the Timothy Pescatore name, I know you're either involved in the health insurance industry, the court system, or the government system. So let's put it out there. It took me years to get my main court case to get Timothy off of him, just to say JoshPescatore, because so many times it would say Timothy Pescatore. But the dude on Twitter thought that I was, I don't know, embarrassed by my first name. He kept calling me Timothy or Tim. And I'm like, that doesn't annoy me. That doesn't annoy me the way the word Joshy does. But I just thought to myself, how weird do you have to be to think that someone's name, saying it over and over and over again, would bother them? And I've never been an anon. I've always gone by my name on the internet. So I don't know. I get that being weirded out, but come on, you use your real name too, Alyssa. People are bored, they're broke, they don't have jobs, they sit online, they stalk. There are people that do that. Yes, that's no good. Shouldn't do that. All right, but don't think you're special in that regard.
joking that they like probably had my menstrual cycle charted, but it really feels like that at a certain point. Like it is nonstop and it's every breath you take. Somebody is archiving it and putting it in these darker corners of the web, which eventually bleeds into the more typical places that people would go, like Twitter and YouTube.
And how has that affected your ability to do journalism and to further cover these issues?
I mean, it does feel in some ways like you're a pariah. Like there's a lot of people in the industry who have been incredibly supportive to me in private, but not as supportive as I'd like them to be in public. And, you know, my company.
They don't want the heat. They don't want the fucking heat that you put on yourself. All right? They'll sit around and be like, girl, you're doing great. Keep doing you. I support you 100%. But they ain't going to leak you in a fucking tweet or put you in a video saying they support you. And you did that. That's your fault. You know, you brought this heat down on you. There were plenty of times in the past where you could have dialed the heat down. And you didn't. You wanted to be antagonistic, stand on your principles, be the independent, strong woman on the internet that can take anything. She can take all of the internet and come out 100% with the W's. Well, that shit don't happen in the real world. This ain't a fucking Pixar movie.
When I was at Geo Media was very clearly unhappy with what was going on and very clearly unhappy with the way that I was reacting to it. And it ended up reaching a head where I could no longer work there. It wasn't working for anybody. And now I'm in this sort of in between where I really want to keep reporting on this stuff. I think it's crucial to keep reporting on this stuff. I don't want to disappear because that is what the goal of that harassment campaign always is. It's why when people have been making videos about me, they've said, well, why didn't you just go the way of Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian, who were two women that were kind of focal points of the first Gamergate, who drastically decreased their internet presence over the last decade. They want you to go away and they want to scare you off the internet. And
she's just like DSP. She doesn't want to give the haters a W. She'll lose her job, go broke. You know, she's a pariah in her industry, but she's not going to give them fucking haters a W. She's not going to go away and give the haters a W. The fuck are you talking about, woman? If you're not making any money in your industry on the internet, then go away. You're an adult. Don't want to give the haters a win. How many people have totally fucked their lives over just because they didn't want to give people that are detractors a W? I'll never understand that. You can be a detractor of mine. If you got a good idea, I'll take it. If you get a W over me, it's the game. The game is game. I can't cry if I play the game. But this person wants to play the game without any L's. She wants W's at all times. And no one else gets the W. That's not up to you, Alyssa. That's not up to you. You might think you work in the journalism business. You work in the entertainment business. It's just the informative entertainment business. And your job is a luxury. It's a first world job that if we didn't need it, it wouldn't be here. This is superfluous to the human experience. I'm sure that we can get by without journalists discussing video games. I think the world will still keep spinning. So to think like, you're a pariah in this industry, why did this happen to me? You did it. You did it. You can't have it both ways.
And I just kind of am refusing to do that. But it does make it very hard because then you start to wonder how many companies want to publish something with my byline because they're going to get dogpiled on or they're going to start to get harassed. And I've seen it in a small scale with my recent bylines at Rolling Stone. They're just, anytime they see my name anywhere, they're jumping on it like dogs with a bone. And it really is upsetting because at the end of the day, you know, I was doing my job and I was doing it well. And I think...
Were you though? I mean, you keep saying you were doing it well, but you got fired or let go or quit. I mean, you couldn't be doing that well. I mean, I would say that you didn't do well at all. I would say your story on Sweet Baby Inc. was completely one-sided and entirely antagonistic. And for someone that claims to know about the internet, quote unquote, for you not to understand what was going to happen next really shows how naive you are.
Being put in a position where you feel like you might not be able to do it anymore is a complete bummer.
It's horrible, but we see this happen constantly. I mean, I've reported on so many of these campaigns, especially against women journalists, and it happens to, you know, women across the board, especially women covering online culture, as you mentioned, and video games, because I think these are very hyper online engaged, radicalized communities. Why do you think media organizations are so scared? Like, why do you think they have learned nothing from Gamergate 1.0? Like, was there any improvement here? Because it seemed like there was this whole reckoning around it. But now we have it happening again. And those same media companies that were publishing the, you know, think pieces about, how, wow, wasn't that awful? It seems like they're making the same mistakes again.
It's the companies that's making the mistakes. It's the companies. It's not the journalists that do this shit. It's the companies. It's their fault. You know? Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I hear about guys that are journalists all the time crying about harassment campaigns after they do one article. Why is it these harassment campaigns are always against people that won't take that don't take criticism well and won't engage with people? I wonder why. It's almost like people like DSP that shut out everyone else in a situation where people can just, you know, talk to you. You have a back and forth with them, but you think you're better than them. You're entitled. These people that you talk to are the unwashed masses. And they're lucky for Alyssa Mercante to take time out of her day to educate you chuds. And for that, you should be grateful. But when she's not receiving this adoration, when she's not receiving this praise, then there's something wrong with the company. There's something wrong with you. There's a flaw inside of you that doesn't allow you to praise this woman and her hard work in covering video games. I mean, look how talented she is. She made one article that's going to follow her to the end of time.
Yeah, I think ultimately it all comes down to worrying what's going to affect your bottom line. And that's also
Omega, what's happening, bro? What's going on? A little late and intoxicated, but I'm here. Well, join the club, bro. You are definitely in the right place. Definitely.
also why I think the video game industry leaders and these companies and publishers stay quiet as well, because I think they worry that the moment that you take a stance against something like this, you alienate a part of your audience. And in a media landscape where websites are shuttering left and right and shutting down or selling, or people are getting laid off, I think there's a fear that you would alienate people by loudly standing behind your employees who are getting harassed. And
the ones that are getting harassed because they antagonize your entire viewer base, Because at the end of the day, this is a business. This is not a charity. This is not advocacy. This is a business. We need people that enjoy your product. Ask the guy, what's going on, bro? You need people that will engage and pay for your services. What she wants is she wants the adoration. She wants everything. She wants you to pay for her knowledge, her expertise in telling you how much of a piece of shit, harassing, stalker, chud gooner you are. Why are you not supporting me, gooner? Why are you harassing me, gooner? You know, it's that kind of mentality. I don't understand why all these fuckboys keep following me and talking shit. All I'm doing is educating their dumb little dick asses every day. I mean, do you go back and listen to yourself, Alyssa? Do you ever rerun tape on yourself? Because this whole like babe in the woods, I don't know why people are coming after me shtick is getting old. People are coming after you because you bitch and you're a shrew. And you are very annoying. And you have crazy eyes. And before you made that article, no one knew who the fuck you were. But you wanted them to know. And guess what? They don't like it. That's their choice. They don't have to like you. They don't have to respect you. You're not entitled to all that. You're not deserved it either. So why don't you go sue someone else, you know, that criticizes you? Because that always has worked on the internet. Lawsuits are just like, it's the final stage of the lolcow is the lawsuit.
In some cases, I also think there are some people who are at the tops of these businesses that aren't necessarily all that worried about the way that these people behave. And maybe they don't necessarily disagree with some of the things these people say. The people who are in position.
Right, because they don't fucking care. They don't care. I tell you what, at the board meeting, no one's bringing up the Alyssa Mercante harassment campaign. Sorry. You cost them money because you stood on your principles. You took your personal stance, stood on your principles, and cost them a lot of money. Well, of course, they're losing money because who the fuck needs, what is it, Geo Media to tell them about a game anymore? Everyone just goes on YouTube, their favorite YouTuber, and just watches it. No one was reading your shit. It's a dying industry that you still want fucking respect for. Sorry, you know. If someone showed up today with making Steam fucking cars, I'd laugh at them. You know, maybe it's time that you just put the fries in the fucking bag.
Positions of power at these places are there for a reason, and I don't think they want anything that could upset that power balance. And I think seeing that somebody is getting sort of endless abuse for something that is a fairly left-leaning but innocent stance on something scares people who are at the top because they wonder, well, what happens if I take a stand? And so I think they're just quiet. And I think, quite honestly, they're cowards. I think
I have no idea why she's not getting any work. Do you guys? I mean, I've always thought it was a good practice to call people, the CEOs, cowards about not standing up for an issue you created. I mean, ain't that just like a woman? They create the problem, then blame you for the problem.
I think a lot of people are really just worried about their KPIs, or they're really just worried about their page views. They're worried about how much money they can make for the site. And they think if we make a statement saying stop harassing someone, that section of the internet will no longer entertain us and no longer read us. And
because you're a fucking gaming website. You know, put the game reviews in the bag. The guys that are married that have wives, they know what this is. They know what this is. This is nag them until you just agree with them. But it's not working. You can't nag the internet into agreeing with you. I'm sorry. That ain't never happening. There is never going to be a woman on earth that will nag the internet into agreeing with them. That is an impossibility. So for you to think that this is good business practice, you know, I guess Uber Eats is waiting for you, honey.
I think it really just is, it's cowardice, pure and simple. In some cases, I think people are, like I said earlier, afraid of that eye turning towards them and attacking them. But that's why I've called for video game industry leaders and companies to issue a joint statement that's just signed by a bunch of people. It doesn't need to be this sort of granular back and forth with these bad actors online. It could just be something as simple as the video game industry is diverse. The people writing about it are diverse. There's no conspiracy theory here. Please stop harassing people. We don't.
She wants the video game industry to write her a doctor's note. I don't remember this part when I watched it earlier. She literally wants the video game industry to write her a doctor's note. Please respect Alyssa Mercante. She is smart and brave, and her views are that we also include in our company bylines, and will now put Alyssa Mercante on top of all sections dealing with DEI, all managers dealing with DEI. So here that we do praise on this day of our Lord, 2025, he who shall remain nameless. Amen. She wants a note. She wants a note.
Stand with it. Sign every big leader in the industry, but yeah.
That's right. That's right. Jeff Keighley did do one of these at the Video Game Awards. That's right. She doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. She just wants a doctor's note for her. Please stop the harassment campaign. Signed, video game industry.
I feel like there's also, what these people fundamentally prey on is also the public's lack of media literacy. These independent content creators are able to kind of go out, they're able to weaponize the traditional media because they know the traditional media is certainly not going to cover these campaigns. The traditional media doesn't really cover harassment campaigns against marginalized people generally. And so they're able to.
Because when you're dealing with like a few thousand people, it's really not that big a section, to move somebody. If it was like 50,000, 100,000, then the mainstream media probably would get involved. And they have, i.e. Keffels. In fact, I think Taylor Lorenz was instrumental into, promoting Keffels and getting a lot of money into her bank account that she in turn used it for cocaine and other, shall we say, degenerate endeavors. So she has done this before. I don't understand what she's talking about because she has promoted Keffels, who ended up being a shitbag anyway. All because of harassment campaigns.
Kind of push these narratives unchecked. There's also this idea from a lot of the same people in positions of power of don't feed the trolls, right? That you love to hear that saying all the time. They say, don't feed the trolls. And
it's good. It's good advice. It's good advice. Starve the trolls. If you want to engage with the trolls, then know what you're getting into. You can't engage with the trolls and then cry victim when they get over on you.
And it seems like that kind of ignores the way the internet is currently set up, right? Where there are these people that have these powerful megaphones that can push these really dangerous and defamatory narratives about someone. And if you don't respond, I feel like you just create this vacuum for these narratives to thrive. So I guess, how do you feel about that don't feed the trolls advice, and how have you sought to fight this misinformation and smear campaign against yourself?
It's so funny that you say that, because that was actually something that was said to me multiple times by some people who I will not name when I.
Yeah, it's probably Taylor is what told her. But seriously, Alyssa, you could have deaded this entire thing after you did your article and realized that everyone was going to be mad at you because you didn't include anything about Caboose Rambo or anything about that side of it. It would have helped out if you had engaged, but it could have helped out if you just not really fuck with it after that. Did your piece and then go on and do something else. In like a week or two, the story would have been dead, because really the story is the way you react to, I don't want to call it harassment, but let's say the criticism. In the beginning, when you were in, when Smash JT found out about you and Grums found out about you, you could have really used that to your advantage if you knew how to play the game. But the problem is that you think the game should be played a certain way that you see fit. And the internet is an amorphous blob. It changes at the whim. But the one thing I know is that it gets bored, and that most stories have a shelf life of 48 hours. So for her to keep putting herself back into the news on the same issue, and then to top it off by filing a lawsuit, lady, there's no hope for you.
I was still working at Kotaku, and it frustrated me twofold. One, exactly what you're saying, the conversation of, well, this is defamation against.
See, and that's correct, Sonic. If the trolls are wrong in what they say, they'll dissipate after time. But if it's true, the trolls will never let up. And I would also suggest, if it's true, then they're not trolls. They're just spitting facts.
Against me. It's also insinuating or saying outright that my journalistic practice is unethical, or that I'm lying throughout a published piece, and not saying anything about that kind of stuff is a little bit of a tacit approval. It's a little bit of a ooh, I don't want to say anything because I don't want them to pick that up and run with it. But when you don't say anything, they're running with it anyway. And I've learned that even when I don't say something that could piss them off, they will find something to get angry about, whether it's a tweet from 10 years ago or it's a retweet. There's something that will consistently drive this outrage machine.
Well, you always engage with them. There's never been a point where I don't think you just stopped engaging with people. You've engaged even to today. So, this is kind of a weird argument, because you've never just let it be. Just like walked away, not fuck with it no more. I mean, you wrote one article, and it has destroyed your life. And you still sit here on this live stream, on this podcast, and justify that your actions were right. Only if they would have believed me, only if the company would have stood up for me, only if the internet would have agreed with me, would have got the W. This is just a bunch of cope. I can't do much more of this. This is just cope.
So I believe you have to be smart with what you're pushing back on. And in some cases at first, I kind of felt like I was Captain America in that one scene, whatever movie it is, where he fights like 8 guys in an elevator. I kind of felt like I had to just go at everybody who was saying everything ridiculous about me, because the
main character syndrome. That's exactly what she has. She just explained it. She felt like Captain America going at 8 guys in the elevator. I could do this all day. When in reality, she's arguing with 12-year-olds on Twitter. But she thinks she's fucking Captain America. And that's where the problem lies. That is the issue. She thinks she's a fucking superhero. And, you know, superheroes are right. They're righteous. Justice. American way and all that shit. How can a superhero be wrong? She doesn't see herself as just a ex-OnlyFans journalist that lost her job at Kotaku. She's fucking Captain America. Fighting 8 dudes. Are y'all believing this? And again with the crazy eyes. Come on, lady.
Ridiculous level got to something that was, I mean, it was comical at a certain point if it wasn't tied to such scary, violent threats, but it got exhausting. And then I got to a point where I was like, okay, what are things that are just really easily disproven? Things that these big leaders are saying about how Call of Duty added bullets that had the trans flag on them. So you can kill people as a trans person. And I had to debunk that because I was like, that's an easy thing to knock down and say this is completely untrue. But what's frustrating is the outraged people, the people who are consistently feeding this outrage machine. You can prove
that's you. Retard alert. Retard alert. Retard alert. That's you. You're feeding the machine. That's you. See in the mirror? That's you.
prove that something's untrue unequivocally, and they'll just move on to the next thing. And so I don't really know what else can be done aside from kind of constantly going, that's wrong, that's wrong, because without these people being deplatformed from places like Twitter or YouTube for spreading disinformation or other things that obviously get into illegal territory, they're just...
Hey, Mr. Martinez in the chat. What's going on, brother?
Going to keep doing this because they're still getting the views and they're still getting the likes. But the other thing that I thought...
Ooh, and that makes her so mad. Like I told y'all, she hates it when these detractors are getting W's. Just like DSP. She'll give up. She'll blow up her job. She'll lose her house. She'll go bankrupt. Just so to not let the detractors get a win.
About don't feed the trolls is how inherently violent it feels to tell a woman being incessantly harassed online that their behavior has something to do with why that's happening.
It does. It does. And you know why that you don't like that? It's because it means you have accountability in this situation. And you don't want accountability. You want everything you say and do to be off limits to everyone else. You don't want to be questioned. You don't want to be told, hey, this is a bad move. Because you think, as the main character, that every move you make is correct and righteous.
Really feels like when someone says that they were sexually assaulted and somebody asks them, well, what were you wearing? Or you shouldn't have had so much.
That's not at all. We're talking about being a professional in the entertainment business when you're dealing with an audience of many different walks of life, but an audience that likes one certain thing, you know, gaming. And when you come in and you're just flippant and you say, fuck the people on that side, I'm only giving the ones in authority a voice. I'm only letting the Sweet Baby Inc. CEO talk in my piece. I will not engage with the other people because they have slurs in their names. You know.
To drink. It just feels like your mere existence and the fact that you don't want to lay down and take it is why it's happening to you. And it's so upsetting and frustrating.
And also, if you do lay down and take it, it's worse, right?
Yep.
Like, I think that's what people, especially these sort of people in positions of power that make that comment, they think that if you don't respond, it goes away. That's not true. They just don't have to see your response to it, right? It's out there. It's manipulating, people's perceptions of you. I also think it's a huge problem. I mean, you mentioned that you had to leave your job and stuff, that people that
leave or pushed out. I mean, she did quit. I mean, we're saying leave, but she quit pretty quickly, as I might add. I don't think she got like a 2 weeks. I don't remember being 2. Maybe she did. Who knows? I don't keep up with her that much.
that run these media companies and are in positions of power, they will throw any woman right under the bus if there's any hint of controversy, whether it's deserved or not. And I think that that is really scary because we see.
But that's just business, I'm sorry that it might happen to you, Taylor, but if you're a controversial person, man or woman, it works both ways. It might happen to women more because you're in an industry that's like 90%, 95% male dominated. If you were writing for Better Homes and Gardens, I'm sure this wouldn't be a problem. But you chose this industry. And now it just seems like a lot of these women are surprised that there's so many men on these platforms, Well, I mean, there are. And if you want to have success, you can't be antagonistic. There are a lot of people that have principles that do YouTube videos. They're YouTubers. And they're still entertaining, and they don't antagonize their audience. They might disagree. They might put a video out that a lot of the audience doesn't agree with or might push back on. But they don't call them little dick fuckers. Little chuds that live in your mom's basement. Fuck you. You can't get a girl like me. I don't understand why women go to that immediately. Because it 100% turns off your viewer base, and they will never come back. Ever.
See men court controversy all the time. We see straight men able to ride these cycles out, and it's like, oh, well, he's really bombastic and he's a fighter, or they're never framed as like controversial. Men can use controversy, and it is seen as like them standing up for themselves, or them taking control of the narrative, or, fighting back bravely against these bad actors. When women try to do anything like that, they're chastised. And like you said, these media companies will run scared.
Because it's not real. It's like a man. If a man tried to, be a sexy runway model that was graceful and, could just flow and effortlessly beautiful, they can't do that. There's, when a man is taking charge of a situation, it looks different than a woman taking charge of a situation. It just does. It comes more natural. And a lot of the times, the women that do try to do that, there are some probably that can get away with it. But in general, a lot of guys just don't like being led by women. And they don't like being, talked down to by women. Now, I'm not saying they don't like being talked to, having women talk to them, criticism, go back and forth, all this. But the little dick, fucker, chud, live in your mom's basement stuff, this stuff never works. It does the opposite, and it brands you, the person saying it, more than the person you're saying it to.
Will throw you under the bus so fast because they believe falsely that throwing you under the bus will quell the controversy. In fact, it's like throwing, red meat to the sharks, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I've said this before, like cancel culture does exist, just not in the way that the right-wing people would have you think it exists. Because you can see someone like Johnny Depp and that entire case against Amber Heard. Oh no, it's going to ruin his career. Oh no, she's trying to cancel him. Well, who is still doing, Dior Sauvage commercials for cologne, and who is living a quiet life in another country with?
She lied in that case. Of course he's not going to lose anything. He didn't do anything. They had a bad breakup, and this is a horrible. They always come to this like, oh my God, Amber Heard was not treated fairly. What are you talking about? She had a trial. She went all the way through a trial. They gave her every instance to prove her case, and she couldn't. A lot of it's over-exaggerated. Sound familiar, Alyssa?
With their kid. And I think, I saw that firsthand. I saw how quickly this bombardment of people sending emails to my job and sending emails to places that I'm freelancing at, this clear attempt to deplatform me, which is so ironic considering how often the right wing screams about cancel culture and how it's ruining everything. But the only time I've ever seen someone actually suffer from cancel culture or have any sort of ramifications for anything has been a woman or a person of color or a queer person, because they dared to push back against the ruling elite and the other people around them. And I just think it's ironic that we're sitting here worrying and bleeding about that when the only people who have suffered from it are the ones who are already in a bad enough position.
Yeah, it's always the women. It's just the women that's always had the rough go of it. There's never been a man on this earth that's faced any kind of, overcome any kind of adverse situations. It's just the women. Sometimes I think that the reason some of these type of women get into these fields is because they want to be able to talk down to, I'll say men, but let's talk down to people and have a position of power where they think their voice is worth something. And then when they figure out that they're just a dime a dozen and their voice really isn't worth as much as they thought, they go to the victim complex. That's the next step in the playbook. They won't go back and try to reevaluate or make it better, see where they went wrong. It's always someone else's fault. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. I think I'm going to end it off right there, guys. I can't do it anymore. My voice is about to go. Oh, man. Thank y'all for hanging out tonight. We were really close to halfway on the Little Dave VTuber. Hopefully next week we can get back into the track of doing daily streams. I can get back into the track of doing daily stream. Excuse me. On Monday, we are going to be doing the inauguration. I don't know what time, but thank you, Ice Marbles. We got a sub and a like. Thanks a lot. We're going to be doing the inauguration on Monday. I don't know the time. The stream will be posted tomorrow, so that'll have the time in it. So, but it'll probably be around lunchtime on Monday. That's also the college championship. So I won't be streaming during that time, but we're going to be looking at that as well. Probably fallout from Bowblax, fallout from a couple other things. Yeah, Omega, if you want to look in the beginning, we did the Bowblax stuff in the beginning of it. I've started to put timestamps in the stream, normally about an hour after I get done, because I go have a cigarette, go have something to eat. I'll come back and do the timestamps. But the timestamps, if you want to get to different sections, it'll be there. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. We're going to do Kool-Aid Girl. Somebody had requested that. somebody have requested that. So that's what we're going to play to end off for tonight. Thanks so much for everybody coming out. I'll give you a round of applause for having such a great audience tonight. We were 12 short on the likes, but we already did some bubbles. I'll throw the bubbles out there while we're doing our outro song. How about that? All right, cool. Thanks, everybody, for coming out, and I will see you on Monday when we swear in our new president. Isn't that something? The man is back in town. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see y'all on Monday.
$11.95? You can't afford $11.95? What's your problem?
Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Juice on your lip, and it's dripping on your hips. Put my girl in jail for so long. She did nothing wrong. I want you free, and I'm begging to the skies above. Kool-Aid girl, my only, yeah, Kool-Aid girl, my only love. If I was that guy from the farming website, I'll treat you right, clap those cheeks all night. I would change your life, no more OnlyFans. I will be your only man. Free Kool-Aid for life, only for $11.95. No more living in a van. We're going on vacation in Japan, and you can use my hot tub. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only love. Juice on your lip, and it's dripping on your hips. Put my girl in jail for so long. She did nothing wrong. I want you free, and I'm begging to the skies above. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Juice on your lip, and it's dripping on your hips. Put my girl in jail for so long. She did nothing wrong. I want you free, and I'm begging to the skies above. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only. Kool-Aid girl, my only love.
I'll see y'all on Monday. Let's do it.
Kool-Aid girl, my only.